How goes? How goes? Playing Demons of Chaos today. Very exciting. Such a strange faction. But hopefully they don't suck. Last I played them was quite some time ago. So it'll be fun actually revisiting them. They do have the good old pleasure seekers now. But otherwise, same old, same old. I do wonder if you can kind of play them like Slaanesh. My gut instinct tells me very likely not. But we'll see. We got some sick stuff here. Like, look at this lord. Look at this build. Give it a second. So if I take, what was it? 4 dogs. 4 dogs. What did I do? I swear I had a perfectly lined up build. We'll have to figure it out later. Let's invite my opponent. But, yeah, I think, what was it? No, you can fit, you can't fit 2 pleasure seekers there. This is kind of terrifying. Honestly, this is kind of sick. Can get myself... Honestly, Zinch's Firestorm is also kind of sick. I don't know, but like, this is, you know, it's kind of like Slaanesh. You get a sick cav rush. Yeah, we got pleasure seekers. At some point, I will play other factions. I know some people are probably dying to see me try out more Kislev. I don't play them a lot. Had a good run with Bretonnia. I think Tzeentch is probably my least played faction. So maybe we do go for a bit of Tzeentchiness today. We'll see. I won't always be running pleasure seekers. But they're certainly quite good. Let's play versus Chaos Dwarves, Empire, and High Elves. Apparently Chaos Dwarves are pretty good versus Demons of Chaos. I still don't know exactly why. Empire is an interesting one on a map like this. Let's play versus Empire. I think I kind of want to go back to basics. I want to go back to basics and practice my good map play. Because this map has a really good defensible first point, but pushing onto the other points is actually quite difficult. So I want to see if we can actually use that strategy to win this one. Bretonnia mentioned. I'll get more Bretonnia eventually. It's because I had that super long grind with Bretonnia that I don't feel a great need to play them more currently. But at some point. Yo, does anyone know if Vanilla Furies are OP? You save 50 gold. You save 50 gold. Per Fury. It's not that good. Furies, you kind of send them out to do a specific job. They're not there to be cost efficient. They're there to, you know, shut down a target as well as they possibly can. And that means having Frenzy Furies or Armor Piercing Furies is just so much better. It is so much better. Oh yeah, I think it was this. How does this look? Ah. Oh, that does give me perfect spend. I see. I see. Yeah, does anyone know if Buna's actually... Okay, obviously Buna's good versus Pleasure Seekers, but if they can only cast it once, is everything good then? Just let them cast it once, and then you're fine? What are they gonna do? Cast it twice? They're gonna be dead by then. Easy peasy. Let's see here. Do I have a way to beat Empire Knights? I think I obviously like these guys. Kind of a wild build we have lined up here, but should be pretty okay versus the Empire. I'm gonna save this actually. I think Buna's just very good against like a ton of factions. It's quite terrifying. All right. All right, there you go. Just working on some messages. All right. Waiting for the Nagash DLC so vampires get their buff. I think, man, vampire counts, you think they'll be the next Slanesh? I don't think so. They're not versatile enough. Though, like, okay, if you gave vampire counts good cavalry, but you didn't nerf their, the ground forces, right? So, like, let's say you combine the vampire counts and Bretonnian rosters. How OP would that be? What counters do they usually have? Like, Bretonnia usually loses to halberd spam, but then the zombie spam just annihilates that. So, like, I think that would just be insane, right? Vampire counts and Bretonnia really cover separate ends of the spectrum when it comes to factions. Is there anything that's good against both? Typically, it's the elves that beat the counts. But the elves all die to Bretonnia. So you just go Cav Max? Oh, but they don't have the peasant bowmen. The peasant bowmen is what makes Bretonnia usable. Here you go, there's my vitamin D supercharge. Alright. We're gonna have some fun. Pleasure seekers. Ready, good luck, have fun? What's the point? What's the point of pleasure seekers here? They kill things very quickly. Obviously, if we're facing a Mega Man tide, we'll really have to see how this goes. But I also got Fiends of Slanesh. We got some Bloodletters of Khorne. We even got a Blue Horror of Tzeentch. Everyone's represented except for one very sad green guy. None of that. Skeleton archers, jeez. Begging for the Buna. The thing is, if I have two of them, then they can only Buna one. Buna also only takes off half their HP, so as long as I can, like, dominate the fight, it's still good. So typically, I've been wondering, is this actually a good defensive infantry map? Because if you huddle around here, yeah, you're going to hold this point. But then what? What do you do after? Do you push onto this point? That seems terrible. Do you walk this massive distance across to get to that point? Also seems terrible. I'm pretty sure you can play this like a mobile map. I think this is a very mobility-centric map. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's kind of the vibe. I think Fleshhounds can jump these free company. Hell yeah, he brought final transportation. Get Wreckarooed, son. That's a Marcus, so we know there may be huntsmen here. Although, at this many units, maybe not. So the net should be dropping very soon. He's holding it till the last second. There he goes. Okay, and then what we got? Some archers, some empire knights, nothing too crazy. I wonder if this is a worthwhile trade. This is like Antisti getting over eager. 101. If my lord can dodge, though, we're doing pretty well. And I should be able to pick up some free company militia. Whoop! He missed with the Marcus. That's very rough. And he's not sending in his cavalry either. If I can get a multi-terror route on these boys, too, that'd be perfect. But yeah, I'm waiting for the cavalry so I can Tzeentch's Firestorm it. Maybe they see it coming. There's the double route. Very nice. And there's no point being too aggressive here, right? Like I said, we're practicing our fundamentals. Although, I don't know, it could be a pretty sick fight. Come on, just send your cavalry, man. I want to use my Tzeentch's Firestorm so bad. What are those? Oh, those are Null and Ironsides, bro. You know, I just got plonk the Tzeentch's Firestorm on their face. Why not? Why not? Here's final transportation on my lord. Guys are really going for that lord snipe. Gonna hit a lot of doggos. A couple of my guys over here. I'm just gonna fly back. Keep them safe. Maybe we capture the point for half a second. Although, maybe no point cap. Impressive. Ooh, that Firestorm though, cooked. Firestorm super cooked. And then this guy's gonna live. Honestly, he's not even fighting with most of his army, so this is pretty good for me. Although, I don't know. I am down like 2,000. And I didn't actually get the capture point, so is it really worth? Was it really worth? I don't know. Most of his value's on my lord, by the way. Don't think that his armies are much bigger than mine. Alright, so we kind of had a bit of fun skirmishing there. Alright, let's actually play the map now. As always on this map, I always get a little over-eager. But yeah, you can see here, right? If we actually take our time here, use our little noggin, then what we can do is we can abuse the fact that this is such a wide composition. And then just kind of leave this point open, because if they push onto that, that's obviously amazing for me. So you can see the fiends are at the ready. A couple spears have arrived. Lord's gonna get hokey poked by a little bit of Marcus. That's okay. And where are these spears gonna do? Where are they going? It's just, he's asking for this Aegis Firestorm, by the way. That should do pretty well. It's decently hard to dodge. Can be a little annoying. And while they're on the move, that should give my guys a little bit of space to charge in. Is that a final transmutation? Is it just a rogue final transmutation? That's wild. No net, no nothing. Gonna whiff, unfortunately. And then I'm just gonna keep hokey poking and nibbling at the sides, really. That's all you really gotta do. There's the glorious Demons of Chaos. We got our Pleasure Seekers in there. They'll do just fine versus all these boys. And then we got some Royal Altdorf Griffites. Now, do I want to actually fight them? I don't know about that. I think I'd only want to fight them if I had a net and maybe a flank with the Pleasure Seekers. So I'm going to go for exactly that. But oh, he goes for the counter net. Pretty nifty, I say. Pretty nifty. Which one lasts longer? Oh, hell yeah. Mine is going to wear off just a little sooner than his. And then my Pleasure Seekers are just going to blitz that poor little infantry corps there. So now we're going to see a play for my home point. But that should just split up his army a little bit too much. And hopefully it leads to a very clean and simple victory for us. He's still going for that Lord Snipe, though. The guy really wants it. But we shall not give in. Do not give the Lordy Snipe. Just get the free picks. Get the free picks for days. You know, I don't have to stay in this little blob over here. You can see how painful it is for my boys. Whoop. Good old Pleasure Seeker charge in here will be good, though. Ah, Lord took a little bit of a hit. I gotta stop taking damage on this guy, man. Any lower and he runs the risk of being transmuted to death. We definitely would not want that. Oh, he got the point. Very nice. Opponent's playing it out pretty well. Obviously, having the mobility squad here is good, though. See how much work they're getting done. Okay, we got some Sons of Sigmar, sure. They are unbreakable. Which makes them a little bit annoying. My Pleasure Seekers don't do amazing versus them. Should be able to get a pretty nice hit here, though. I'm noticing their formation is starting to split out really wide. So in a late game, we should be able to get a lot of work done. And as long as I don't lose the Pleasure Seekers, I'm pretty comfortable. We have many a Tzeentch's Firestorm to work with, and I'm kind of hoping we see another summon. Because then, of course, I can get the net on him. Get him murdered. There you go. Big ol' walloping on all of these guys. Empire Knights, indeed, do get wreckaronied by the Furies. And we're just going to play the mobility game. Kind of want them to try and push onto this point. Because then this pocket is going to be a little open, right? I think my analysis of the battlefield is correct. in that it is indeed a very good map for mobility. Ooh, gets the net though. Gets a nasty net. There's a lot of infantry here too. I don't know if I want to commit to this fight, but I'm kind of stuck in it anyways. So I think we're just gonna go for it. Just got a alley-oop. Drop a little spell casting. Make sure my lord don't die. And then we're just gonna swoop on in here. It looks like the valley's super bad because my lord is obviously quite low. But I assure you things are going very well for us. Unfortunately, I can't send him in here for terror. But I do get the point. Very nice. We've routed off most of the guns. We can start sending Furies onto these guys. Oh, I didn't get the point. Whoops-a-daisicles. A little bit of a misplay. Ugh. Come on, get on the point. I very much so need that. Ooh, is he going for the Pleasure Seekers? Wait, this would be a great charge for the Furies. Yeah, there you go. Lots of deeps. Lots of deeps. Alright, and I should be able to secure the point. Very nice. Run, Furies, run! There you go. They'll be taking off very soon. And we're just gonna keep ignoring his little infantry squad here. They're not a big issue in the slightest. Instead, we're gonna kill off these Empire Knights. I think Marcus should be out of nets very soon. Actually, that was a bad summon because the dogs don't do well versus those guys. It's a pretty nasty final transmutation too. Gonna be hitting just about everything there. Is that an overcast? I think it is. Ouch. Whoa. Oh, Pleasure Seekers not having the greatest day of their lives. Though, they should still be able to barely live, which is the most important part. As long as they will barely survive, I am happy. Because, of course, they do heal. And they'll definitely be able to continue working them. Kind of made this game way closer than it needed to be, by the way. Woo. But, yeah, with this many Pleasure Seekers, I think we'll be good. Assuming they can actually beat these Empire Knights. Those Pleasure Seekers are actually suffering a good amount. These ones ain't in yet. Ah, one of them actually dies. I think I need a Zinch's Firestorm here. Opponents fighting it out. That Zinch's Firestorm should cook pretty hard, though. And we're down one Pleasure Seeker. Very well played by my opponent. They are running out of units, though. Oh, the jukes. The jukes on my lord. The huge, huge jukes. Alright, love that. And then I should be able to use the Pleasure Seekers here to just plow into a couple of these guys. As long as he doesn't have yet another final transmutation, I'm doing pretty good. And then, of course, you can keep bullying the Empire Knights and such. Yeah, you can see he's kind of out of magic, right? So, let's go and charge over here. Ah, he does have a few guns. Alright, so I'm going to have to back it up. I do have this point. I am out of winds, though. Kind of rough. No way, that's another final transmutation. It is! This guy's made out of magic. What in the world? Thankfully, he cast it on my doggos. Whoop, back it up. It's okay if I can draw these Empire Knights into a bad enough situation and kill them. We're good. He also doesn't have a final transmutation for my lord, which is very nice. Unfortunately, I am out of magic, though. But I will be able to get that net. Okay. He's desperately trying to kill my lord. Some pretty good play, and he does actually secure a point. Come on, you darn Pleasure Seekers, cook! I need these Pleasure Seekers to cook so hard right now. They got 2 chevrons, though, and we're gonna have one of these knights route off. Okay, we got a little bit of a route there. Oh boy, I don't know if I can actually make it. I don't know if I can actually make it, bro. I think that early engagement really goofed. Let's see here. Can I swibbity swipe this far point? I think I might be able to. Lord should be able to survive. We will be able to get a nice little mini pleasure seeker charge on these guys. Let them heal up a smidge. Chargeth the Sons of Sigmar. And I will have a net in a second for any Lord action that I gotta worry about. Dude, the Furies though are getting cooked. The Furies, they don't gone getting cooked. Net inbound. He's out of nets. Marcus only has 3. Dang it. Can I, He's gonna swarm the point with stuff. Oh, I think he's gonna get me. Oh, dude. Yeah, I kinda was trolling around with my mobility too much. Lord just got hit in the face, and now he's gonna die to Free Company. Free Company ended up being insanely annoying. Honestly, I wish I had more Pleasure Seekers. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be GG. GG, well played. Dang. Brutal. Oh my gosh. And we're up against Big B's next. Nice. Yo. Let's see if the replay. Dang, alright, yeah. I think if I played the map smarter, we would have been fine. By doing the constant fighting, we really let ourselves crumble. Pleasure Seekers were good, though. Lord-wise, I kind of wish I had Pink Fire. We did shut down one of the Iron Sides pretty well, but not the other one. I think it's just threats allocation. And yeah, the Flesh Hounds? Flesh Hounds are no... Sorry, gonna have to kick you. But yeah, Flesh Hounds are no... What's it? Hellstriders. They're not Hellstriders, man. Hellstriders feel a lot better than these guys. Excuse me. And they're cheaper. Oh yeah, Mark is super good in multiplayer. I think if I do the same build... Let's see here. Road to Talabheim is next. I think if we swap them out for Fiends, I think we'll be fine. Well, let's see, what's Big B's playing? Beastmen versus Demons of Chaos. Alright. Should have brought the Corn Lord for nets. The Corn Lord? Honestly, they did... By holding back their cavalry, they kind of made me withhold on my spell casting. Which actually worked out super well for them. And being able to snipe this guy was pretty good. I do kind of wonder, though. What if I go more Slaneshi? How many Fiends can I get? Zerivic's cool. I do think I can make some bigger and better plays with Zerivic. Tzeentch's Firestorm feels a little overkill, though. But, okay, if you think about it, Tzeentch's Firestorm kills anything elite. So if we are dealing with mass chaff, it doesn't do much. So my mobility should actually be tuned to deal with mass chaff. Physical resist to eat bullets? Nah. The elementals. Oh, whoops, wrong win-loss. If Oceanids don't like being shot at, it doesn't matter how high your physical resist, being shot at just sucks. It's okay though. I have a plan. I have a sick plan. Let's see here. What do I do with my money? Heralds of Excess for the Terror. There's some wild stuff that we can do. Oh man, dude. The Flesh Hounds, man. The Flesh Hounds. I don't want to just take the Noxbringer every game. Noxbringer is very typical. Slanesh Lord with the Mortis to end chaff. It only works. Mortis engines only work if you sit in the grind. I don't think it would do well. If you really want to kill chaff, I think you just need some cheapo mobility. The toads. The toads. Honestly, this could be a pretty fun strat. What if I do this? Okay, Fleshhounds have to be good versus Beastmen, though. They have to be. They must. Okay, I don't need nearly as many of these dudes. Let's take a look at the cavalry. Seekers of Slaanesh are always very interesting. I could just run Seekers instead of Fleshhounds. I could just run Seekers of Slaanesh. Sure. This is kind of a weird loadout, but I'm interested to see how it goes. Been a while since I ran Seekers. This is... Okay, alright, you know what? Let's just give this a go. Let's see where we can get with this. What's like the most boring matchup? Corn? Let's see here. Well, it'd be most boring faction if you're just given the one faction. And I would say most people don't like the vampire counts. Time to get good with Furies, yeah. Fiends are always the answer, literally every time. They are quite good. Okay, this time I'm locked in though. We're locking in. I'm going for some more Zinchi action. You know what? What if you just play Demons of Chaos like a better Zinch? So, the way Zinch usually deals with things is like... They'll have their soul grinders, they have their blues and pinks, they have flamethrowers, right? But they don't have good cavalry. So what if I just play like Zinch with the flamers, and then this is my good cav? Does this cook? We'll see. Ready, good luck, have fun. We're gonna need a rapid fire the next few wins if you want to make it to semis. But I think it can be done. Is any race solid in multiplayer or are some unplayable? So I think every faction in multiplayer has won tournaments. Many will struggle more than others. But even a non-top player playing a low-tier faction can win. Like, you don't have to be like top 20 to win a minor tournament with factions. And some people who are really good will use weak factions as counter picks, and actually quite effectively too. So that's all very fun stuff, and it shows that indeed there's some good back and forth. Now, this great Brave Shaman obviously wants to Buna my face. Can I deal with Buna? This guy's dodging a lot. I don't have range, bro. I don't have a Noxbringer. Now, obviously, when you see Buna, the appropriate answer is to summon more elite cavalry. Let's see, so we got some Gore Herd over here. We got some Ungors. Nothing too crazy. We know these Slon Gores are expensive as butts. So I'm just gonna murder their faces. There we go. And then we're gonna start blitzing these poor boys with the flamethrowers. As you can see, the damage is not bad. They actually hit the back ranks too. And my lord got lots of damage. Honestly, I kind of like these guys. That's kind of a good showing. Look at that. Massive damage across the board. Pain and suffering for my opponent. Yeah, people don't like vampire counts because they, unfortunately, they really only have the one playstyle and it's quite slow. This is, by the way, a very nice early game lead. So you can see he's thinking about going in. At least he's feigning an attack potentially. But if we bring in the boys, that should change my opponent's mind. As long as you have some guys here to counterpunch soon enough, we should be okay. There you go. And then I'm trying to bait out his lord. I actually want him to Buna my guys, because they will kill him faster than he can chuck out the Bunes. Good cav charge there though. Exalted is still getting a lot of damage though. Or yeah, Exalted Flamers. They're still getting in the Mega Deeps. I just need a, you know, if his lord's gonna cast Buna, he has to be punished for it. That's basically the plan here. You can see he really wants it. He wants it real bad. We're gonna get some fiends to offer some. Ooh, nice big route. Yeah, to offer some solid anti-Buna action. Okay, now I think we can do it now. Yup. He realized the errors of his ways. Mega speed. Kill him. Kill him before he can Buna you. Oh, that's sick. Oh my gosh, bro. That's so terrifying. Oh my gosh. And you thought you were countering me. Not today, good sir. That's a Shattered Lord. Oh man. Dude, that was so much damage. What a bunch of killers these guys are, man. They didn't even die. Oh, the trap was sprung. WTF? Yeah, man. Dude, these guys are terrifying. I waited for him to turn his lord because I knew that I would get the devastating flanker. So I used my opponent's impulse to flee to my advantage. Oh, so perfect. It's so perfect, man. That's comical. And then I can give him the Lord Loss penalty whenever I want. But yeah, these guys have double the charge bonus. All Slanesh units have double the charge bonus when they are flanking. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna straight up take this fight and kill his lord at the same time. And then with the Lord Loss penalty, it should be pretty easy to route these guys. Although, yeah, there we go. Took a hot second to route them. But now I should just be able to dive on in. And then everything should route. That's another fun strat. You save the Lord Loss penalty. You basically save it for when you want the maximum amount of... yeah, when you take the big engagement. Oof. Oh, jeez, that Lord Loss penalty. Oh, man. Dude, everything's routing. Clinical. This one was clinical, man. Yeah, they ain't no saving that. Oh, GG, well played. Well, I think that went about exactly as planned. Yeah, we just routed everything, man. We routed everything. Jeez, man. Yeah, he got off the Buna, but it obviously wasn't worth it because then we got that mega setup. Alright, Big B's, I'm sorry, but I'll have to kick you. We're up against Rowdy next, hell yeah. Yo, yo! And we're on Dust Bowl versus Dwarves. Hell yeah. That's really flat. I don't know how I feel about this. Bro might be onto something with that build. Dude, if his lord is on foot, though, I wouldn't have been able to snipe him. That's the scary part. No coming back from that? Yeah. This is it's a very swingy faction. Just gotta do that again and we're good. Versus Dwarves? I don't know if that's possible. Fun fact, though, Dwarves don't have the Bunes. They don't have Yuna, so maybe I can work with that. The thing is, they can spam a lot of range stuff, and I don't like that. I don't like that in the slightest. However, I believe I do have some fairly nice counters to the variety of things that the dwarves may bring. What does the highest potential roster mean? I think this roster has the most undiscovered builds. There are so many different ways to play Demons of Chaos. Between the Noxbringer, Skull Cannon, Kite, they have a bunch of big monsters, they have a bunch of different cav options, bunch of cool infantry options. And their lore choices and lores of magic is through the roof. Along with some pretty cool heroes too. So in my head, there's a bunch of cool potential with this faction. I just don't know what the best way to take advantage of it is. But yeah, that's what I mean. It should be pretty fun. Alright. This will be pretty wild. Oh man. Yo, dude, those pleasure seekers are moving at almost, what, they were moving at like at 170 speed around. Fastest charge in the entire game. And yeah, charge bonus also increases your speed. They basically teleport on top of your lord. But alright, this one should be fun. I have a plan. Ready? Good luck, have fun. So I'm going to hard flank. And we're just going to try and kill him at the start. I brought Heart Seekers and Normal Seekers. If it's going to be like an artillery box, I should be able to handle that. And then for any range, you have Zinch's Firestorm. I can keep my Lord safe by hiding in time. I don't know if this is good or not. It is 73 seconds of stealth, which is pretty good. But it's only 2 uses. So we'll see. My opponent? Norgrimlings for days. Interesting. Alright. So, no artillery to shut down. It's just 2 of these guys. They have Rune of Negation. Ooh, alright. Alright. He's using the buffs. Very interesting. Rune of Negation. It does reduce the damage you take by a huge amount. I do wonder though, do you have some range units? The answer is yes. We're gonna see some bugmans. These guys are a little bit more grouped up, so we're just gonna net them. We're just gonna delete their faces. And then I'm going to probably just kill him. I think we can just straight up kill him. My hubris often puts me in bad positions, but given that we have 2 runesmiths here and a bunch of bugmans, I really don't know if they'll be able to do much. Because there's no slayers here, right? That's the thing. No slayers is pretty huge for me. Oh, you can see. Straight to the corner of the map. He's gonna summon slayers, I'll just slow them. Whoop. Here you go. We're just gonna pounce on them. Just get all over that. I don't have no infantry, so iron breakers are just not nearly as effective here. And we're just gonna ignore the Norgrimlings, and then we're just gonna go for all of these boys instead. The question is, do I have enough to actually pounce into this and kill them, or will it become a bloody grind that ruins me? I think given that we see some hammerers here, we are in a pretty decent position. And Norgrimlings don't do very well when they're being charged in the back. As it turns out, yeah, it's kind of just painful, man. Dude, they have insane melee defense values, but that double charge bonus is really working them. Unfortunately, my Tzeentch's Firestorm whiffs. I'm gonna knock a few of those guys. I'm gonna knock a few of them into the oblivion. And I'm just gonna try and reset my charges by bouncing between these units. I think that should do fairly well. We're now going to see some giant slayers. Nothing like a good old net to slow them down so that they cannot support the Dowie brethren. And so far, I think, yeah, I think we won. I think this one's pretty over. I'll just summon some Nurglings just to finish the job. And then, just to truly break the hope of my opponent, we're actually just going to do this. Just grab everybody, flank the Giant Slayers, and then just straight up kill them, because these guys do have enough DPS to kill Giant Slayers. Just by raw flank and power. You can see they're already down half HP. That's very painful. And that should basically be the end of my opponent's hopes and dreams here. So there's really not a whole lot left. Although, a little pocket over there did manage to survive. Giant Slayers are dead though. The Pleasure Seeker Swarm doing quite well. Though they did hold up slightly better than I gave them credit for. But on the second cycle charge, now they're definitely dead. Now they're definitely dead. Honestly, yeah, it's just kind of rough. I think versus Demons of Chaos, the best strategy is just the main tide. Then again, with the Beastmen build, well, it's kind of hard to say because they just kind of got deleted off the face of the planet. So we don't know if that was really a problem with the Beastmen build or just the one misplay. Dang, yo, these guys are rather tanky though. They held up much better than I thought. Same with the Bugmans. They have glorious, glorious immune to psychology. Some more Giant Slayers here. Give them the big flank. I think that should result in a lot of flanking attacks. Should get them dead. We're real zoomed in, by the way, so that I can actually micro these guys effectively. And yeah, even Giant Slayers, man. So, the thing is, they do trade just because when they die, they get free attacks. But it's not nearly enough, right? Though, it takes at least 2 cycle charges to kill them. That's good to know. And we do have another Bugmans. I'm surprised my opponent's actually sticking with it. I feel like... I feel like this is super duper over, but... maybe they just want to have fun. I know I am. Another Tzeentch's Firestorm. We're just going to plonk that down. His Lord's definitely going to die. Just by that surround. It won't help a whole ton, but maybe killing the Runesmiths will be good. Oh yeah, the Runesmiths had Rune of Negation. That's why they took so long to kill. I see, I see. It was the Rune of Negation. The Rune of, did it really stop them from dying? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they still died. Yes. The rune magic's so powerful that when you forget it exists, you still win. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Best magic in the entire world. It's kind of crazy how close the value is. Yeah, well, you know, I did fight him in the most advantageous position possible. Alright, nice. Another big route. I have Narcissism. Yeah, we can take a look at how Slayers do versus Furies. This one's pretty nasty, but if you Fury surround them, it can do actually better than the Cav surround at times. Once a hero's gone, it's officially over. I don't know, man. These Slayers. One Slayer at a time. We got a Bugman's Ranger summoned in. A 1 Cav unit can definitely kill them. It's okay. Just give them no more units to micro.
One of your units has been destroyed.
New meta. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I would not say this is like new meta material. This is fairly standard Demons of Chaos, honestly. Oh, second range unit. I see. I can at least kind of dodge your attacks. But, yeah, now we're in a little bit of trouble because she's gonna shoot me. What if I just constantly outmaneuver them? I'm gonna use the janky range mechanics in this game so that they have a harder time shooting me. Oh! Oh! How long can these guys survive while being shot at? I will say, the update, it does make them turn and shoot a bit faster. Dodge it. Dodge it up. Alright, sure, let's get another one. Probably need another one. The damage is actually not that great versus Bugmans. I understand the idea of the build. It's just if I had any infantry, this would be... Like, this would be rough if I had any infantry. I think they should have expected that I would not take any. Dang, look at that. The double Bugman bait. Crazy strat. Pretty insane. Yeah, the value's kind of close, but once you've kind of traded armies, it doesn't matter because obviously you can't recapture points, right? I've kind of just been memeing for this whole game too. It doesn't seem like they want to tap out. They want to play it, so I don't really need to lock in. Imagine expecting infantry. I will say, like, if you just go a normal main tide, you can still counter infantry without getting wrecked by this. Is it even worth getting that Lord Loss penalty? Oh no. I guess I'll just dodge. If he doesn't get on the point, it's good for me, right? Whoa. They joking? They joking? Just turn to shoot at the Furies. Alright, GG! Huzzah! Very nice. What blade? And what we got? Mega value. Ultra mega value. I do wonder how this would have done versus a wider dwarf build though. Because if I can't... The Bugmans can actually survive a very long time in adverse circumstances. So if you just replace these guys with a bunch of like miners, I would probably need to get some exalted flamers to actually get in there. You see the giant slayers actually did really well. Obviously we could avoid them if we were super worried. Oh, I forgot to change the win-loss maybe. But yeah, if we were really worried, I could just avoid them and then wait till the late game and then trade evenly. But yeah, Furies just cook slayers. The cost efficiency is way too high. Honestly, this is definitely just a build victory. Now, so far, I would say the best strat, probably double change, or not double change, but double exalted. These guys are actually kind of insane. Now, the map might need to be a bit more flat for them to get fully optimal shots. I don't know how they do versus terrain-heavy maps. But against the Beastmen, they kind of cooked, right? And especially if they're expecting me to cav rush, they're not going to have a bunch of super long-range guys. If they do, I just need to firestorm them. The scariest thing that this build could run into, though, is like a wagon kite, though. If we run into a bunch of wagons, it's really bad. That's kind of where the cav maxing comes in. So maybe we're just rolling the dice. Maybe we just roll the dice on that. Also, dang, we're actually top of the leaderboard after that win. Hell yeah. exalted missiles are like 15 casts of blue fire. It's crazy. The actual like peak DPS of these guys is insane. If you are able to shoot at the flanks of infantry, they like 1-2 shot infantry. But obviously the biggest issue with all flamethrower units is actually getting them to shoot. Except for this guy. This guy can shoot and it does basically nothing. It's very sad. Way too expensive. But yeah, they're kind of like Medusas. Think of these guys as like worse Medusas with slightly more damage. If you actually compare them to the price of Medusas, they are exactly the same, which is really like just mind-blowing. Medusas actually so much better than these guys. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. All right, anyways, regardless, I guess like the higher DPS is something important to note, but Medusas are so much tankier. They shoot so much faster. But yeah, this combo is solid. So we got the Zarevik thingamabob. I have 4,000 gold left over. So to me, the thing that makes the most sense. Honestly, I think the Flesh Hounds they get full outclassed by Seekers still. I think Seekers are still amazing. So something like this. Something like this is close to what I want. So you have a bunch of Seekers. They're there just to protect these guys, so they're not going to die to anything. And you have a lot of them. Nimble. Here. Alternatively, we go Speed Demon with the Herald of Shadows. You know what? Actually, I have an idea. But first things first, we're up against another Dwarf player. Yo! Up against Helidin. I might want to try a non-mobility build. Let's take a look at the map. It's Skollendir's Cave. The map's too big to not go mobility. The map screams at me to go Moby Max. I think what you do, though, is you just always keep the Exalted Flamers. You just always keep them in the safety corner. Question is, do I still want Tzeentch's Firestorm? Tzeentch's Firestorm's just good. Even versus Dwarves, it's going to do a massive amount of damage. And I can keep the Flamers in reserve and just skip out on the Fleshhounds. Honestly, Tzeentch Slaanesh is a good way to play Demons of Chaos. A lot of people will take the Noxbringer. And I think I'm kind of counting on him to expect me to take the Noxbringer. Doesn't just one of the Exalted Pinks have a restock ability? That's the Regiment of Renown Exalted Pink. The restock ability is a little weird, though. The range is so short, you actually have to disengage to restock. Unlike with many other restock abilities that have a pretty good range. Now, they do hit multiple targets, but it means you have to basically fully disengage to make use of it. And most of the time, if you use up all your ammunition, you've won, right? It's not about getting more ammunition, it's about using your ammunition. Though with the Noxbringer, I could see some fun things. I feel like there's better magic. Am I really scared of elite infantry? I'm less so scared of like elite infantry, like let's say Blackguard. I'm more afraid of range units. Slanch meta. The 5th Chaos God. Where's Be'lakor? In the pits of Garbo. But yeah, I do think that's the thing. That's why I say this faction has the most potential, though. I'm sure there is some crazy build where you just mag dump your soul grinders and then you give them ammunition back, and that like somehow gets you just enough so you can kite. For your next modded campaign, would you consider a run with the fully randomized start position mod? You know what? Having the random position mod would be pretty fun. On top of like other stuff. That's a good way to mix up a ton of campaigns. Thank you for the suggestion. I will actually... I'll get that downloaded right now while we wait for my opponent to make their build. Let's see here. Fully randomized start position. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a fun one. I've used it before. We'd love to see that mag dump soul grinder build. If only the soul grinders are slightly better. With how expensive the Exalted Pink is too, you would actually save... You would get more ammunition by just desummoning them and rebringing them back in. Which is a really bad sign for the Exalted Pink. I think the tipping point, it has to hit at least like 2 soul grinders. So you can't use it just with the Noxbringer. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? If you can't use it with just the Noxbringer, which is your best one, I guess you can use it with the Skull Cannon, but you only get a couple more shots. I think that's maybe its break-even point with just desummoning. So then you're talking about... You need a third one. Demons of Chaos need a third range unit. An Exalted Flamer, maybe? If you bring in that much range and you use all of their ammunition and you still haven't won, I think the build just sucks. You can use it on the Squealers? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. Honestly, I think they should buff it to a 50% restock. I think that'd be more interesting. I don't think there's anything too abusive with the ammunition restock here. Angels of Decay. Okay, that one's actually a pretty good one. But that means your whole build is the Angels of Decay, the ROR Pinks, the Noxbringer, and some other range, and the Skull Cannon, right? Restock 5 blue horrors. The thing is, you have to do it out of combat. If the range was bigger, if it was like a 100 meter range, hits everything, then it would actually be really good with blues. Because blues, they actually really want to use up all their ammunition, and they do it so fast. But your blues are always out of range, so you have to blob up. And then after you blob up, if you get attacked, they can't shoot. Though, admittedly, blues can shoot in melee better than a lot of other range. Asking to get rushed, yeah. There's just a little bit that doesn't work, but I'm sure someone will figure out some Demons of Chaos tech. Someone will figure it out. Aw, hell yeah, here we go. Against the Dowie again. This one should be good. Oh, Charx has arrived. Charx is playing today. Yo, what's Charx playing as? Charx is going for counter picks. Charx wants those tourney wins. Kind of terrifying. Alright, here we go. So, obviously, this is a huge map. If the dwarves go for gyrocopters, I have Furies. Be good luck, have fun, Hillidan. So, I think we'll be okay. Very similar build to last time, except this time I have backup Exalted Flamers. So, if we run into kind of a build that's too man-tidy, then we bring in the Exalted Flamers. Quarter Nurgle is here. Oh man, dude. I wish I could figure out a use for the Nurgle units. But Khorne has the infantry, Slanesh has the cavalry, Tzeentch has the tech picks. What does Nurgle have? Wow! Those are Bugmans. Bugman's out of the woodwork. Whoa, we got some Slayers, some Doomseekers. Crazy. All right. Guy decided to surprise me with the Vanguard. Actually went full forest mode. Kind of interesting. I almost wonder if I can go for this. I do have the trees to my advantage. If I keep looping around here too, it actually gets pretty hard to manage. What is that blob, bro? That's the biggest blob I've ever seen. Well, that's a whole army and a half right there. Are they gonna unblob? Are they gonna stick with it? What are we seeing? Slayer pirates? Interesting. What's the most expensive unit here I can bully? You know, what if I just kill the Bugmans? I think we just straight up kill the Bugmans, let the Slayer pirates use up their ammo, and then I bring in the Exalteds. Bugmans are dead, that's for sure. Bugmans just got deleted off the face of the planet. They ain't coming back. Slayer pirates ain't doing too hot either. Yo, I hate how using these abilities reduces your glory points to nothing, by the way. Definitely the worst part. Ouch, ouch, ouch. They walked through it. Whoop, gotta dodge with the Lord just a wee bit. Don't want to take too much HP damage here. But yeah, if the Slayer pirates are out of ammunition, my Exalted Flamer is just gonna cook here, right? It's the only source of gunpowder at their disposal. And unlike that Empire game, we're actually going to exercise a bit of patience. That's how you know a faction is bad. Because you can't just YOLO and win games for free. What a tragedy. Like his vampire accounts, I can autopilot a lot of the time, and it's chill. But barely winning is still winning. As you can see, we do outrange them Slayer pirates. So this is going exactly according to plan. This would be super annoying if I went full cav max. But here, it's just a playground. Here, I get to do whatever I want. And here's going to be a little bit of maneuvering, trying to get into a slightly better position. They want to capture points. It's gonna hurt though, man. I got the flamethrowers on you. Gonna go for another pot shot, and then I believe this is just free pickings.
None more deviant.
Over here, right? Yeah, we have a couple Doomseekers, a couple Slayers. Can definitely kill these guys. That's free. And then the Bugmans. Bugmans are kind of a joke here. Because they're actually facing the wrong way. Ouch. They're going to take a bit of damage. Overall, not too bad. Honestly, there's no rush, right? Ticket-wise, we're doing great. What is that? Another Doomseeker. This guy's really going for that Slayer spam. It's interesting. I do kind of wonder how this is going to go, too. This is a Rune of Wrath and Ruin. But yeah, here's the problem, right? When you actually spread out to go for the points, that leaves you open to getting picked apart here. Picked apart they shall be. Let's drop that Zinch's Firestorm right on top of him. Let's get some Fiends over here. And this is about to get extremely painful. Not that it wasn't already extremely painful, but now it only gets worse. Because, yeah, you just can't defend this. Even with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. My flamethrowers are doing great. Although they did friendly fire a little bit. Today I learned they do friendly fire. If there is cavalry. But yeah. The punishment for defending the point is like way too high. By getting onto the point and trying to hold it, they are setting themselves up for a swift murdering. Whoop. Let's get another pot shot. Let's get another charge on these boys. And then this Lord over here is honestly just gonna die. Pleasure Seekers are really good at killing off Lords. Who would have guessed? There we go. Then I just have to kill this before we run out of tickets. I guess that's kind of the scariest part. There are quite a few units to actually wipe off the battlefield here. This is no simple task. My flamers are actually out of the magic, right? That part's a little bit annoying. Because my lord getting caught up in the midst of combat. Ooh, this should be an easy pick though, these slayers. I think I just plonked down a big healing over there and we'll be okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe I heal these guys. And then we go for the slayers. Very nice. And yeah, that should be enough to just kind of murder these guys. This charge went magnificently. Love that. Okay, yeah, and then we'll just net these guys down and get another Zinch's Firestorm. Should be pretty good. Indeed, the Slayers did get bloody massacred. Ruin of Wrath and Ruin. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. They dodge it so well. Furies, though, kind of got worked on, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I gotta be a little careful that I don't accidentally lose this. For there is a non-zero chance that the Dwarves manage to pull out a victory here out of nothing. What I really need to do is I need to go for these pickings, right? So I'll probably just secure the point. There you go. And then we're just gonna relocate. We're just gonna go somewhere else for a bit. Yeah. And then we flee! As the demons are wont to do. Maybe kill off a couple more range units. But yeah, I gotta be a little careful. Very high potential to accidentally lose this one. If we are not careful. Gonna need more Furies for the Slayer spam. Thankfully, the Slayer Pirates go down fairly easily. And there's that capture point. Do I want to go for the Doomseekers instead and then kind of cascade my way down? Maybe. There was a lot of summons over here. And, you know, I think I... Oh, crap, dude. My guys are getting bullied. The Flamers. Okay, nice. That's gonna buy them a swift escape. Flamers should be able to make it out of there. Alive, hopefully. We're just gonna go in over yonder. And we're just gonna see if we can get a pick here. Though, clock's ticking. The clock's actually ticking pretty fast. Alright, finally I got one flamer out of there. This one I just got a desummon. This should be a pretty good pot shot. And this should be a pretty good capture point steal too. There you go. Yeah, I just need to get these kind of free pot shots going. Ah, there's a sneaky bigger range unit over there, I see. Okay, I still have a decent amount of time, but clock is certainly ticking. Okay, that's a good flamethrower shot at least. So this will be able to delete most of them. And quite quickly. Then we have this pocket I'm going to ignore because there are summons over there. Jeez, that did a lot of work. Okay. That actually went very well for me. Nice, nice. Okay. And okay, yeah, that actually completely deleted them. That went much better than I thought it would. Very nice. So next up, we go for this pocket. And hopefully we catch them on the rotate or something. But yeah, this pocket's looking very susceptible to the murder. Just need to leave this guy here, I guess. Okay, let's chuck in the Furies. Let's go in with the boys. It's all about getting that masked DPS on their faces. Exalted Flamer is just going to chill for a second. Very nice. He's going to make him unkillable. So that's where we just back up. And then we steal this point. Which should be fairly straightforward. That will also set me up for another cycle charging. We want to actually split up the Furies, and then we want to stick them onto the Slayers. Very nice. And you know, if I leave the Slayers alive for a second... Dang, dude, this unkillable Slayer ability lasts a long time. Okay, but I am going to get a double cap, and that's going to buy me an absurd amount of time. But yeah, I actually want to leave these Slayers barely alive, because then they can't be re-summoned. It's actually a very fun strat. But if my opponent's not paying attention to that, it should work out fairly well in my favor. One of the Slayers does get brought back, though. A lot of these guys, too. With the, little bit of Unbreakable. Ah, he sees it! So now he knows that he needs to desummon. But what if I just don't let him desummon? Ah, one of them got away. Dang it. Okay, this is still good, though. This is still decent. We have Dwarf Warriors. Do I win on a 1-cap? Or on a 2-cap? That's the real question. I must say, these Slayers are much more problematic than I thought they'd be. I don't. Okay, so they do win on a 1-cap, so time is of the essence. We're gonna need to be a little careful here. Unfortunately, I don't have more magics. In fact, we might even lose this one. I'm kind of looking at this. We might even lose this. I thought the Exalted Flamers would be enough, but apparently not. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get one of the Exalted Flamers, and we're just going to start working that far side over there. There we go. Should be able to bully these guys at least. He does get the capture point. Kind of nasty, but the Slayers are taking massive damage. As long as I keep cycle charging the Pleasure Seekers too, they'll be able to do well. But that actually buys them a lot of time here. I need to, yeah, I need to resecure this sooner rather than later. This will be a good charge, though. Fiends don't take too much damage. I think I should have just focused on the Flamers. Oh my gosh, bro. He's gonna barely keep him alive with the unkillable ability. How long does that last? 30 more seconds? Bro, I can't stay in combat with these guys for another 30 seconds. Yo, he's actually gonna do it. Ouch, that volley hurt a lot too. Ah, crud. Ah, dude, I thought the Exalted Flamers would be enough. I think we can totally win this if I get some bloodletters or something. I did not expect the Slayer spam to do this well, though. GG, well played. Dang, that's actually wild, man. That's wild. Wild build. Puts us at, what? 3-2? Was it? I think we're supposed to be 3-2. How many games have I played? No, 2-2. Oof. Oof. Brutal. Yeah, that actually worked out super well. I was thinking the Slayers, I could just use the Exalted Flamers and it'll be fine. Same with the Furies. But it did not work very well. Not in the slightest. Oh, apparently my bot died. What happened? Did my bot die? What is going on? Sorry, 1 second. Looks like something happened with the bot. Some people have been waiting for like 20 minutes and it just hasn't been running. What did it? Huh. Yeah, something exploded the bot. Oh no. All right. Looks like the bot is not working. Let's see here. Dang it. How could vibe coding have failed me? Hey, what happened? Let's see here. Hackermans. I lost the game. I'm like, screw it. Screw it. I'm ending it here. Yeah, the bot is like really screwing up right now. I'm getting a million messages from everyone. Huh. I'm trying to figure out where the error is, though. Packages, Discord, test bots. What happened here? Wait user. Okay, well, I will copy the error code. A successfully resumed session. Unhandled exception in internal background task. Okay. Yeah, I will, I'll just do it like this. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm going to have to, I'm gonna have to shut it down and restart it and see if we can fix it. Unfortunately, there's no way to save it. That's a ripoff. I might have to cancel the tournament then. Or, what we might do is... Goblins. I'm going to have to... Is there a tournament coming later today? If not, I can just keep the bot running. Thursday... Yeah, there's no other tournament. Okay. Just have to restart the bot. So all played matches are sadly going to have to be void. I will let it run for 1 hour 45 minutes for anyone who wants to play. And there will still be a top 4. Sorry to everyone who won't be able to stick around. You can join the tournament again. And I will try to figure out the bug. Interesting. I don't know what caused such an issue. I will have to do some digging. But yeah, I'm just going to restart the bot. And then that should do. Okay. And then I'll just have to message all the players, unfortunately. Bro, what a ripoff. This is my bad, though. Yeah, I think I have an idea of what might have caused the issue. But what I'll probably do is I'll play a couple more games and then we'll end the stream and then I'll just do some bot debugging. Does not recognize Demons of Chaos as a as a faction. Dang, I really wonder what did it though. Yeah, had to turn it off, on and off again. Alright. Everything should be fixed. But yeah, effectively the only way I can do this is by starting a whole new tournament. It's real sucky. Because I wanted to see where we could go with that, but yeah. Do you have logging? Like, I have the error log, so I'm just gonna comb through that later. Let's see here. Uh... Yep. Time to up your debug commands for next time. This might happen. Yeah, we'll have to work on some... We'll have to work on some debugging. But, yeah, we'll just play a couple more matches. But I probably won't cast the semifinals. I'll probably drop out of it. And then if it doesn't work again, then we just have to cancel the tournament, and I got some fixing to do. Skaven, Slanesh, or Norska? I'll play versus... Do I play versus Slanesh? It'd be kind of funny. I think I will try playing versus Norska? That's not too bad. I could play versus Skaven. I'll play versus Skaven, why not? The only good bug is a dead bug. Yo, Starship Troopers. Love that. Alright. Is this the all cav Slanesh? I will say, I think Slanesh Cavalry is the best here. Slanesh Cavalry is definitely amazing. Can I rush the Skaven, though, with, like, mass Furies? I wonder, is there, like, an insane mass Fury play you can do? I guess you can only take 6 of them is the problem. Speaking of Starship Troopers, you played any Terran Command? I unfortunately have not. What if I do this versus Skaven? It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's good. I could do... Oh man, dude, bot imploding is throwing me off my game. 6+ Lord of Change that has a summon. Ooh. Wait, no, but the Lord of Change is flying, so you'd have to take a Ground Lord that has the Fury summon. You know what? Actually, if I am playing versus Skaven, this is probably much better, actually. Funnily enough, this is actually kind of amazing versus Skaven. You can't really go wrong with this. I just need a smidge more. What else do I want here? Does anyone know what the best Lord versus Skaven is? I know a lot of people like Burning Head. Is there anything that can kill weapon teams? Maybe I don't need to kill weapon teams. What if I do this instead? What if I do this instead? You know what? Yeah, this ain't the worst. And then, if it's Skaven, I could even run some of this. You know what? Yeah. Ah, yeah. Alright. Skaven's cooked. At least I think so. Ooh, I could take one of these. Oh, yeah. Alright. Yeah, Skaven's super cooked. At least the way I see it. They should, in theory, be pretty bad versus this. Oh, man. This is a strange build. I don't know how I feel about this one, guys. In my head, it checks out, but it's a very weird build. Oh, it's a very weird build, this one. Sure, and then I'll take this. Why not? All right. Ahem. There we go. But yeah, I think because of the bug, I won't actually participate in the top 4. Less it look like I am intentionally breaking my bot so that I win the tournament or something. I don't want even a chance of people worrying about that. Ready. Good luck, have fun. This is a build, by the way. We finally did it. We finally bequeathed ourselves some Nurgle units. Last time we did lose to Skaven, by the way. That was pretty bad. And you know what? I think I just want to face rush them. I think we just kind of pick whichever side the Skaven are on, and then we just walk forwards and kill them. You'll see, yeah, me playing standard feels super weird to me. Wouldn't Lore of Death just be fine? Lore of Death is good. It's the people that have access to it that kind of sucks. I'd have to take a Nurgle caster to have Lore of Death, and that's kind of garbage. The Discord API. I'm using AI to give me a rough idea of where the bug might be. Apparently I got a 503 service unavailable. The Discord API failed. Your bot tried to read message history. Not all 3 requests. So was there like a temporary shutdown? I do need to, so for the record, my bot was thrown together very haphazardly. I do need to polish it up. But, yeah, it doesn't save. It's just running on my PC, and it doesn't save to like a database or anything. So, when it does crash, it just dies. It just doesn't work. If there's like any internet outage. Eventually, what I need to do is set it up like my previous bot. That would have a database. It's set up on a separate server. And then that way it's basically always running. And then if it crashes, it's still good. Oh, nice. There's Skaven. But that's a lot of work. And I'm trying to make videos right now. What's the tactic here? Bog the enemy down. Yeah, the rough idea is that my army's so good at clearing the Skaven front line that I really don't have to worry much about anything. I just kind of walk forwards and they're shoved all the way back. They have opted for Doom Flares though, which is a very interesting choice. I believe frogs are actually pretty good versus Doom Flares, though. I don't know, we'll see. Now they might waste their time trying to kill these guys on the far side. If they do, then I'll just walk into their frontline formation here and they should die. That's a foot throt, and that is a summoner. Interesting. There's the toads. Yeah, we're going full Nurgle here, people. And my lord is fairly maneuverable, so he's just gonna be super annoying. We're just gonna grab all these guys, and we're just gonna walk them up. And the idea here is, if I just kind of shove my opponent back super hard, it'll take them so long. It'll take them so long to get my army dealt with that we just win. I just have to be a little careful about the toads, that they don't get shot to death here, but that's fairly straightforward. We're gonna have a little bit more magic for these clan rats. It's always important to focus fire. You want to buckle one part of your opponent's formation, and the rest shall fall. Very nice. We have the side point being captured. And now the hope is that these flayers aren't too annoying. If they can actually kill my fleshhounds and such, that would be really bad for me. But I suspect they won't be too good here, as I do have mass and armor piercing. Yeah, there we go. I just gotta get the... Oh, okay. This one didn't charge. Interesting. But yeah, I just gotta get my mobility and such in here. Let's get another one of these. And then the hope is that Skaven's units are just so bad at holding, we just win. That's the hope. Some flares again get in, but that's okay. We're just gonna charge in with them fleshhounds, and then just start putting on pressure. As long as these guys rout off at a decent pace, I'm happy. Though I must say, I am surprised at how well they are holding up currently. The one flare just got deleted by the Seekers, though. Very rough indeed. And I'm hoping for that kind of collapsing route. The forces of Nurgle, if there's one thing they're good at doing, it's just raw grinding forever. So we're just gonna make use of that as much as we can. And here we go. Here's the Furies. There's the Toads. Just gonna rear charge these guys to break them off. And yeah, the value trading's through the roof. Unfortunate for Skaven. Somehow the rats will be made even more stinky. It's hard to beat Nurgle. Very nice. And yeah, this is just kind of a very typical Skaven. They just, unfortunately, they just kind of lose the frontline fight. This is kind of one of those situations where the build just kind of runs itself. If you can just walk forwards at a good pace, it can be very difficult. I do think the Doomflayers are cute, but the Toads were such a menace, providing their mass. I doubt any of these Doomflayers were able to pay for themselves. Yeah, the frogs. Yeah, Nurgle frogs actually have decent AP. I think they have the same AP values as, excuse me. No, they have more than Fleshhounds, right? Because, yeah. They have more AP than normal damage, so... If you ever want a good source of armor piercing, Nurgle frogs can almost do something. Ain't that great? Just checking out some random magic. I just want to kind of soften them up. The goal here is just to keep up the grind. At the end of the day, this should take way too long for Skaven to actually clear up, right? He's on about a 5-minute timer right now. Actually 4 minutes to clear all of this. And that's just a little too long, right? The infantry frontline alone is already gonna eat up most of that time. Maybe they can steal back some points though if I'm not careful. I am kind of just all up in his back line. We're really hoping that these plague bearers are indestructible. But the storm vermin, I really don't think the storm vermin will be able to cut it. I think we just sit back and relax from here on out. The Nurgle churn, yeah. Very different playstyle from everything I have been doing up until this point. Nurgle-based kind of infantry shenanigans is very... It's very slow-paced. Get him, Exalted. Chuck the Death Heads. Coward Thwot. Yeah, where is Thwot? Yeah, Thwot's been hanging back, man. He could have been helping out. What a guy. I could get Karnak, by the way. I'll wait for their next summon to figure out where they want to be positioning their forces, and then I'll just summon to... I'll summon to counter that. I will say these low HP Doomflayers are actually getting more work done than I would have expected. It's a little bit annoying, but I think we're still totally fine. Clock's ticking. My dear old opponent. Weirdly enough, though, they haven't summoned. Are they waiting for me to summon? Are we both waiting for each other to summon so that we can steal points? Because that would be pretty jokes, right? Like they're holding off so that they can take this one. Maybe I can bait them out. What if I get a Fury here? Is that going to get them to summon? If it does, then that would be perfect. Because then I can counter whatever's in this area. Plague Bearers are actually slowly going down too. You just kind of have to trust the process, I find. You just kind of have to trust that your units will do okay. There's that Bloodletter in the backfield. Okay, yeah, they're just not summoning units. Finally, they get a Doomflayer in. Alright. I now have permission to counter that. Thank goodness. And that should be able to do very well here. A couple Doomflayers are a little annoying, but I have more than enough to stop them. These guys, do they have good mass? Festering Stooges, they have 175 mass, actually fairly decent. And the Mad Dash for one of the cap points begins. But it'll be a little too slow. Hey, what's up? Vesterung. 25 months. It's going great. Thank you very much for your long time support. 19 units. I don't think you can summon much. Well, you can summon your entire reserve pool. He still has 14 units in reserve. But they are not really being yeah, not really being summoned. I think he might just be low on money. He was probably saving up for the Doomflayers for the longest time. I can be fairly certain of that. But yeah, as long as I kind of match the summons, we won't accidentally get counterplayed here. This will be a decent pink fire, I think. These guys are all on the verge of routing, so I just kind of want to get that chain route going. And that's going to be GG. Nice! We did it! We got a Nurgle. We got a Nurg win. Hell yeah. Okay, not too bad. So, yeah, the flares didn't do anything. That's really unfortunate. It was a cool idea. I'm very good at clearing infantry. They can be decent mass for your back line too. But just looking at the value of the Seekers, I think it was a little countered. I did need Seekers though. Without them, I don't know if I'd be able to kill the flayers. Minecraft, thank you very much for the Prime Sub. Been binging my long campaigns. Ah, that's really nice to hear, man. Honestly, I get a lot less viewership for the campaign, so I don't know how much interest there is. And we're up against B6 next, hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a ton of... I don't know if there's a ton of interest, sadly. Well, okay, no. It's still 50% of my viewer base likes to watch the campaigns. But my monkey brain still disheartens me. Alright, B6 is next. Huzzah. And they're playing counterpicking on Arachnarok Lair. Okay. Arachnarok Lair is a close quarters map. This is actually the best map to go full Nurg. What was the plan versus Globadiers? Usually you can just walk forwards and win it. B6 did pretty well last time with Globadiers and such, but I think that's only because I misplayed super hard. You're mainly here for the suffering? Well, that's good. There's a lot of suffering to go around. Bathtub streams next. Don't tempt me. Oh, man. If only life was so simple. Dude, if I could just get in a bathtub and make money. But, unfortunately, it is not so simple. Maybe if I spent a lot of my day focusing on looks. Skaven, ogres, and lizardmen. I'll play versus, You know what? I'll play versus lizardmen. I want to try an idea. I want to try an idea. Who says you can't? I say I can't, man. It's not easy. It is not easy. One does not simply step into a bathtub and look pretty and make money. Do you know how many people look maxing? You actually know how many people do that, right? Like just think about it for a second, right? Like, people do not have the highest standards in the world. There is a large portion of people that look good and are willing to get into bathtubs and set up a camera for money, right? There's a reason why they're not ultra rich, right? There's not like a class of people that well, I say no standards, like obviously they have standards, but I mean, like, you know, they're willing to do that, right? Like, these people are not making six figures, right? Let's just say it as it is, right? Clearly, there's something that makes it more difficult than one might expect. Although, like, if we're talking, like, you know, like, someone that's just, like, shockingly beautiful, then sure, right? Let's say, like, you're actually just, just insane looking. But, like, I am convinced it is more difficult. I have no standards. All I'm missing is the bathtub. Oh, so you have the looks then. But none of them are also a top Warhammer 3 player? Ooh, is that a niche? Is that a niche we have? Oh, please, guys. Watch it actually just be that easy. Dude, if it was that easy, man, I would change careers so fast. Sounds like a skill issue. Oh my gosh. You guys. Let's see here. Okay, how am I beating Lizardman? Ah, yes. I wanted to try the Insano play. This will either be the best thing I've ever conceived in my entire life, or extremely hot garbage. There is not much in between. Does anyone know what Lord is good versus Lizardmen? I'm probably gonna deal with a lot of skinks, right? Just infinity skinks. He yearns for the bathtub. Let's see here. Does anyone know what the best way to deal with skinks is? They're actually one of the best infantry units I found. The more I face them, the more it feels like they're just kind of absurd. Terror is nice, though. Terror is pretty decent. So I guess I could do something like this. I guess I could do something like this. Honestly, this doesn't feel amazing. I guess this is okay. Alright. You can tell by my excitement how confident I am here that we are going to win this. This is certainly a strange build indeed. This is one of the biggest trust the process builds I have run in a while. I feel like I'm just gonna die. But in general, hear me out. In general, Lizardmen, they don't have the best DPS. They can't actually army wipe you super efficiently. And if they can't army wipe you, then maybe this works. Mayhaps there is a chance. How I won Turin's tournament while being in a bathtub. Peak content. Actually, that would be a hilarious... That would be a hilarious twist on it. Except it would be such a pain. Such a pain. What even is the story, man? People watch YouTube videos for the story nowadays. It's like... like, after you get over the fact that it's... I guess it would mostly be me talking about how I managed to get my PC into the bathtub without it short-circuiting. Would it be positioned over the bathtub or to the side of the bathtub? If it's over the bathtub, I risk my life. But the memes are better that way. But yeah. Anyways, ever since all to summarize though, aside from the memes, the having done YouTube, I have a much greater appreciation for anyone who does any type of work, really. A lot of work can be, at least like, you know, unorthodox stuff, right? There's some jobs where you can kind of sit around and be lazy, but a lot of stuff is just hard. A lot of stuff, it's just difficult. It's a real shocker when you try, you know, the quote-unquote easy strats on YouTube and it just doesn't work. It's very humbling. Let me just say that. Real life aquatic trait. What if I'm actually just the best player in the world while in the hot tub? Do I just have to stick with it? Is that a sacrifice I'm willing to make? Anti-Nurgle propaganda. Yeah, this is like the hot dog eating stream, man. Yo, is hot dog eating Slanesh or is it more Nurgle? I don't know. Red Crested Skink Chief Lord. We got some Sacred Coxagors. So fun fact about my build. It doesn't have an answer to Sacred Coxagors. I guess it does have my Lord. But literally, I am planning to simply... to just die. But because we have so much Nurgle, the idea is I die so slowly that we win. It sounds like the dumbest strat I've ever said. But it actually is how this is gonna work. There's not a lot of infantry. We have Nurglings for the insano capture weight. They are the only unit cheap enough to contest the insane capture weight of the Skinks. And there is a Razordon hunting pack. Those guys do not have the deeps at all. Or they have the deeps, but they're not going to be able to deeps when I pavane their faces off. So that should be pretty good. You know, a couple skinks just poking away. But here we go. We're going to start swarming them. It's just going to make life very difficult, I guess. Yeah, I just want to just cover the points in Nurglings. On these little dudes. Got dodge with the Lord a smidge. Those are Razordons. As long as we keep moving though, I'm happy. We're gonna not engage here because I don't want to take free damage. We're just gonna let the Plague Bearers fight these guys. Plague Bearers are amazing for this. Red Crested Skink Chief is here. He's gonna try and secure the point, but I don't think that'll go down too well. Losing the Razordons is a magnificent get for me. And the Nurglings, I'm actually just not going to be fighting with them very much. They're literally just gonna be here for just raw capture weight. It's kind of funny. But I think that is actually the best use of them. Let the Croxagors fight, you know? Maybe they can push back a couple of these skinks. Give me a little bit more, a little bit more of that capture weight. Is that a comet? That's lightning. Lightning is dropped from the skies. All right, but yeah, I'm just gonna park the Nurglings there. And that should give me some good old free time. Sit back and relax. But yeah, Lizardmen. This is the one weakness. They severely, severely lack in the damage department. So if I just kind of sit back here and chill, then yeah, the point's mine. We're gonna get the one chariot, so I have something to micro. As we actually have nothing to move right now. And that means that chariots are good. Chariots are perfect for that. These skinks cannot steal the point, for the Nurglings are here. And now my lord can get in here. Alright, here we go. It's time for the chariots to make their plays. We're gonna sweep them around here onto these Saurus warriors. He's not getting the point, man. The Nurglings give a million capture weight. Ooh, look at how fast those chariots are, though. I kind of like that. Alright, here we go. Time to practice my chariot micro. The idea being, the chariots are better than usual here. They should be better than usual because I can actually babysit them. Unfortunately, that was very lackluster charge. But my lord's doing pretty well. Wait, can I charge him in here? I'm gonna get another chariot for the lulz. Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna pavane this guy. Get him! Get him, you darn chariots! We're gonna speed buff them. Dude, they just stop moving after they impact. That's not useful, man. That's not useful. Can you move, please? You darn chariots! There we go. Alright, we got a little bit of movement. Oh my gosh, bro. How does one chariot? I don't know. Jankiest unit ever. I gave him the speed boost, too. I guess it's worn off. Hey, that's a good rampage, though. Yeah, come on, Secret Chariots. This one's on you. Actually doing not bad. And we might be able to get a free Lord pick here. Yeah, it's kind of working, I'm not gonna lie. The Nurgling spam to steal the point. This is like I like never run Nurglings, man. Dude, I honestly, I really don't like them. But admittedly, they are actually doing rather well in this particular situation. Let's slow these guys down. You know what? I can chase them off with the Nurglings. What a wild day this is. And the chariots can start bullying the Saurus. So this is just all the units that I never ever use, isn't it? Oh crap, my chariots are caught up. At least one of them is. This one can bully them. My lord's getting bullied. Oh crap. He knows that the lord snipe is the way to victory. Run, you little dude, run! Skedaddle! Where's the escape route? I think I see one over here. Oh, he's trying to body block with his skink chief. Or his skink dude over there. Got a charge to preserve the leadership. And it looks like they will be able to escape. And that puts my opponent in a terrible situation. This one Nurgling actually got like 2,000 gold. Just routed off the entire army there. Holy crap, what a boss Nurgling unit. I never see them do this well. He really wants that Lord kill though. What if I rampage them? Does that make it worse or better? About even. Dude, that sick chase off. Amazing. The triple cap is still ongoing. These chariots though are so bad. They like don't charge through. Am I bad? What if I'm just bad? I'm gonna see if I can. Whoop. Oh my gosh, now they're getting caught by the cavalry. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the chariots. Certainly very janky. Just gonna try and harpoon my lord to death. Makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna face towards this guy. Whatever. I can just start saving up for my lord. It's fine. In fact, I might even kill off their lord. If I'm lucky. And fun fact, I can just keep spamming Nurglings over here. Okay, so lord's dead. That's terrible for my leadership. But I still have a million capture weight over here, so it really should not be a big issue. Just keep swarming. Just keep swarming. It's going to be a little bit of a play made over here. Can I get there in time? I think if I get blues, they're just fast enough to get there. We do win on a single point. I just have to make sure I don't get army wiped. But with this many Nurglings, life is pretty chill. In fact, I have a stupid amount of Nurglings. This point is locked down times a million. I actually don't have to worry about that. It's mostly this one, which we can handle like so. We did kill off the Sacred Croxagores by sheer weight of the Nurgs. Slash chariots are just bad. They're just garbo. Sad. Very sad indeed. Okay, so they are going to get this point, but I should be able to keep contesting it and retake it if they do not continue to commit resources there. I'm gonna do this just to kill off those cold ones finally. But yeah, Sacred Croxagores don't have the deeps. They ain't bad, but they also don't have a lot of DPS, so I think we'll be okay. Get them, Blues! Get them! Line them up! Shoot, please! I can't believe it takes them so long to shoot that the unit basically charges them. I guess I was on the move, so maybe fair is fair, but that feels pretty shitty. I don't know if I'm dodging that. I'll accept my fate. Alright, this is where the pain comes in. He needs cavalry to deal with the chariots, so... and obviously cavalry can't do super well for capturing points. So if I just bring in these guys, we're good. I can technically resummon my lord too, but I don't think I really need that. I think we're just gonna clear these guys out. Stall over here with more Nurglings. Oh man. So it's very good to sometimes just not go for an Anticity build. That's an okay charge actually. They just don't keep moving though, but yeah, a win's a win. GG. Lizardmen. Defeated by the Nurgs. You love to see it. Obviously, that's only doable on a smaller map like that one. But you can see the Sacred Croxagores just did not do super well. I even let my lord die accidentally. But it all worked out very well. Gotta go through the values, because I have a bad habit of not looking at it. Skirmishers did really bad, actually, despite me playing demons. But that's because they kind of had to get on the points, and that's where they died. Actually, sitting on the points with the skirmishers is super painful. It's kind of cool. That basically went exactly as I planned it to go. Scrambled Eggs is counter-picking, and we're on Creeping Swamp. This is a big-ish map. It's like a medium map. Tactical Lord Death. Never seen Secret Chariots cook. Immune to cooking. They were not the worst, though. Like, the thing is, they forced the cavalry summons. If you think about it. By having these guys in such a big infantry army, they have to get the cavalry to clean up. They have to. And then that's when they die. Because then they lose on the points. It's perfect. They miss the chariot stream. You miss one of the chariot games. You missed a very awkward chariot game indeed. But yeah, I think I'll play 1 or 2 more games, and then I will probably end the stream so I can work on the code for the bot. Because I don't want that error to happen again. They have high mass, high weapon strength, and high speed, but they suck. It doesn't make sense. It's the animations. It's always the animations. Good animations is one of the most impactful hidden stats in the entire game. Checking out the stream from Planet Fitness. Hell yeah. Got the exercise going. But yeah, if you gave these stats to a Like, okay, actually, if you look at it, right, Ice Wolf chariots are actually quite similar. So if you look at the Ice Wolf chariots, actually, they have better stats and better animations and more HP and armor. So Ice Wolf chariots, yeah, they're just better secret chariots, but they also have the animations to boot, which is why this is an insanely strong chariot unit. Okay, Scrambled Egg should be here soon. What units have the best animations? Chimera's really good, actually. Tomb Scorpions are not as good as you'd expect, because their animations can sometimes put them in bad positions. And right now the meta is charging animations, not attack animations, because you maximize impact hits. So, like, the Cambrian War Sphinx is better than the Scorpion, because it has this kind of constant walking forwards animation that can just plow through infantry. Yeah. That part's pretty good. And this all is happening because CA changed how impact hits work. So Frostworms have a really good charge animation that deletes cavalry. That's what makes Frostworms so good. New video, best animations for every unit type. Oh man, that would be interesting to compile, but man, that's a lot of work. Skycutters, yeah. Skycutters are weird because they don't actually have an animation per se, but their charge overshoots infantry by a huge amount, which is perfect for the current meta. Skulltaker has one of the best like in melee animations. His charge is fine, but the motorcycle spins dodge bullets so easily. Nobody talks about the Slanesh chariot wheels. They are pretty badly designed. But think about the grippiness. What if they hook into the ground? I don't know. Scrambled eggs. Empire, Grand Cathay, and Lizardmen on Creeping Swamp. I'll play versus Grand Cathay. Should be a fun one. Grand Cathay, always kind of a terrifying faction. Always a little scary to face. But at the end of the day, Demons of Chaos, they got a lot of oomph. I just need to be able to overrun them. Although, Grand Cathay's kind of good at just holding the line. I think that part's definitely the scariest thing. Like, if you just build up against Grand Cathay and they just get a horde of dudes, it can be much harder than one might expect to break through. Satang is also very annoying for soul grinders. So, mayhaps not the easiest game ever. I do kind of want to just play against Grand Cathay though, as we don't have a lot of experience playing against them. So now is a good time as ever to get their practice going. Do I want the Demonettes and to get breath attacked into oblivion? Maybe not. Do I want Plague Toads? Plague Toads is asking for trouble. How do I jump there ranged? Do I have a way to beat Grand Cathay? I can't do the Exalted Flamer tech either. That part's a little unfortunate. Bloodletters and Skull Crushers. Oh, Skull Crushers is fun, actually. Or no, not No, I only have Blood Crushers, but Blood Crushers is kind of fun. That is a lot of heavy armor, and sometimes you don't have the armor piercing to actually kill them. They are very anti-infantry, which is pretty cool. What if I go for this guy? I want a lord that is not a liability. Anyone else? Anyone else just kind of want that? For once, a dude that doesn't just die horribly. And that'll give me a bit more muns, a little bit more cash. How do I spend that money, though? It's a big question. How do I spend that money? I gotta be careful because I could just eat a whole bunch of breath attacks from Cathay, and that would suck. I don't want to get breath attacked into oblivion here. It's basically just an insta-loss to... what if I do this? Okay. I guess this is... Ugh, God. Oh, jeez. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. I do not know how I feel about this. Is this really the build? There's no way this is good. I see so many ways this just completely and utterly fails. Okay, what if I do a little bit of this action, though? Is this enough? Is this enough to get the job done? Sure. Sure. You know what? Why not? Why not? We're testing out Demons of Chaos versus Grand Cathay. Corn Furies and Crowmen are probably a similar trade. The Crowmen definitely have more ways to get buffed up. And if there's a long Marauder, I actually just completely lose the air game. It's a little sus. This should be fun, though. So, I'm actually starting with Nurglings here. Because I really just want to win by tickets. This is a trust the process build and a half. I just have to believe in my units, in their ability to stall a Cathay formation long enough. But the idea is very simple. We just walk forwards. Ready. Good luck, have fun. Just walk forwards. Hope that he got a build set up for another one. For something like a mobile max. I have Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Lots of deeps. Build got some stank on it. There's a lot of Nurgle forces. And if they don't have breath attacks, I can use the Demonettes to clean up. Or I can just, if they do have magic, to clear up infantry. I can settle for the Corn dudes. We got more Nurglings. And just 2 Seekers of Slanesh. They're literally only there to stop the cavalry from having free reign, cycle charging my infantry. Because if you have enough infantry to overwhelm your opponent, you can use infantry plus cavalry to defend your backline very effectively. That's the idea. I think if Scrambled Eggs plays this out correctly, I'm probably just going to get army wiped. But kind of similar to that Slayer game. If we can just do this fast enough, we're good. And it is going to be a Satang the Watcher and a bunch of Peasant Archers. So, not too bad of a start, actually. We're going to have a Breath Attack Lord. Who would have guessed? But this is actually as good as it gets. Because I will be able to secure the points at a very nice pace. Start that timer going. Satang is super expensive. And I just have to deal with these Celestial Dragon Crossbows. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have the best nuking magic. I probably should have taken slightly better nuke magic, but we live with our decisions. Exalted Bloodletters will traverse through the trees. And the clock is ticking now. I have about 8 minutes to hold out. 8 minutes is a long time. But we're also putting a lot of pressure on our opponent. Gonna go for a little bit of that. A little bit of a vision thingamabob on my guys. Gonna take a look at the Gehenna's Hounds. See if we can maybe catch some units. Gonna catch a little bit of guys, actually. Gehenna's Hounds has surprisingly good armor piercing, by the way. And as long as they don't have a lot of cavalry, I don't need to summon cavalry. Wow, that was an amazing Gehenna's Hounds. Are you kidding me? So Satang will have a very hard time hitting through these trees over here. We're going to use the Nurglings to hold on to the points, make sure that we don't lose them. Actually, they can deal with a couple peasant archers too. This formation for Cathay is not fully set up yet. So as long as I keep advancing, I should be okay. I just need to not lose this point over here. That's the most important thing. My guys are slow as butts, but they will get there eventually. There's a little bit of cavalry. What's the mass on these guys? Okay. It's very okay. We can maybe think about getting some boys here in a second. First things first, though, I'm going to drop another Gehenna's Hounds on that little front line. Then we're just going to slowly creep around with our guys. Yeah, this cav is actually dying pretty hard. Love to see that. Okay, not too bad. What are we seeing? Another unit of cavalry. Okay, so this is where the Seekers do very well. As you can see over here, the infantry is very disruptive. Capture point will not be taken anytime soon. And the Nurglings are getting into the cookie jar. Seekers will have their work cut out for them. Satang's just super annoying. My lord can no longer provide magic support. Gets the dodge off, though. Very nice. I'm going to need a flank with them, though. And, okay, it's just going to be some birds. Birds are good, though. Birds are very good. The reason being, the crowmen, they don't capture points, which is very important for me. Plague bearers are slowly working in, by the way. Unfortunately, it is extremely slow. Ouch, bro, those crowmen cooked. Alright, crowmen devastation has arrived. But I am able to potentially get into that cookie jar again. Time-wise, we've held out for a very long amount of time. Get back into the trees, good sir. He gets hit. But, yeah, I think we're successfully stalling the forces of Cathay, right? Like, this is a good stalling maneuver. You know, I got more guys here. Honestly, the fact that the walking distance from your spawn to the points being so high is also helping us out a lot. But he's now using cavalry to secure his first point, which is very smart. Unfortunately for me, I was not ready for that. Wish I had a couple Nurglings there. It is just a bunch of peasant horsemen. But, yeah, they're definitely going to get that point. However, look at this. This fight's not going super well, right? Oh, no, it's not going super well for me. My opponent's doing just fine. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Hey, maybe we can get a few routes here with the cav. I just need them to not die to the crowmen. Peasant horsemen are actually backing up onto this point. I think they could have taken this, which, yeah, that actually surprises me a little bit. And my lord is gonna live. Always love to see that. You can see, yeah. Seeker Cav is doing okay. They're doing actually pretty decent. Let's chuck out a Golden Hounds over there. Bully a little bit more of the infantry. And I think we just want to stall now. So Nurglings will be perfect. We still have a little bit of Cav here. Charging into the Peasant Horsemen. overall. Clock's ticking pretty hard for my opponent. And they're basically just stuck spamming cavalry. So as long as I can stall well enough, we'll be okay. This will be an okay charge from the Seekers. I don't think they can actually fight this, though. I think I honestly should have just kept spamming Nurglings. I get a pretty decent charge on those spears, though. Look like they actually managed to brace, however. Which makes my life a little bit more difficult. Can I get a route over here? Ouch, Lord took another hit. Very painful. But at least this far side is going my way. The Nurglings have done great. I just need the middle to hold. Unfortunately, though, my cavalry will be dying very soon. I will be able to get a little bit of magic off. What are you doing? Bro! Oh my gosh, my guy did not want to move for a little bit. Very sad to see. I don't know what that was. I think while he was casting, he didn't want to, he didn't want to move! What a guy. Alright, and we're obviously going to have to hide from the Satang. So let's just land them. Let's park them right behind this tree. And that'll be more than enough. In the meantime, our Nurglings over here are barely going to hold the point. Thus making my opponent suffer immensely. The tree did not save my lord. What the crap? I had that tree position on lockdown, man. That's the biggest ripoff I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude should have lived, man. What do you mean? He was right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I kind of ripped off my opponent by being able to secure this middle point. But what the crap, man? What the crap was that? Whatever. It's a bunch of peasant horsemen. That's fairly easy to manage. I think the middle point is not going to be captured. And that means these plague bearers can think about moving to other wondrous locations. Now, Jade Lancers with Harmony buffs, I do not want to fight. We're just going to stall them out a little bit. In fact, they're going to get buffed, which makes me really not want to fight them. And we're just going to go for the stall instead. Oh, wow, okay. Wow, very nice. I guess it worked. I guess his army just didn't have enough deeps. That's kind of crazy. Yo, just the match feels like you're losing the whole time, but then you win. I think the Nurglings are actually super important for this playstyle. Starting with Nurglings to get the early capture on these really wide lane maps with good Vanguard is kind of perfect. He slightly peeked out. What a rip-off. But yeah, it's kind of perfect. I don't know. That worked very well. GG. Satang was cool, but obviously he doesn't help you capture. And the Peasant Bowmen didn't do too much. The front line didn't do too much because Plague Bearers are just good. Plague Bearers, as long as they're not getting shot and focus fired, they actually are one of the best melee units in the entire game. Sorry, I gotta kick you. I just need my next opponent. So yeah, he was up 3 to 5k in value and just couldn't get through the Nurgle wall. It's crazy, man. I just need to get more comfortable doing this against top players. I always feel so sussed out doing it. But it's all about that tipping point. The build will feel bad until it starts working. Nurgle seem like way stronger zombies with triple the speed for only half the price increase. I'm sorry, half the price increase? Zombies cost 100, man. That's a little bit more. That's a little bit more. Now, the Vanguard is what makes very good. But I would not put them a zombie tier. Hatchet's Oil Fields, interesting. This map has a pretty good Vanguard, right? I believe this one has a pretty good Vanguard. If we go versus Slayer Max, then this might actually work out pretty well, right? Although, who knows at this point? Does anyone know what the best magic versus Slayers is? I could just go Lore of Shadows, Pit of Shades. The ultra classic. It seriously does not get more classic than that. Honestly, Nurgle Plague Bearer, it's kind of sick. I will not lie. It is kind of sick. I'm not going to say I'm in love yet. But is not bad. It's not bad. Now, we gotta be wary. We gotta be wary of the Slayer Max. So, but I think if we can do that, I'll be okay. I have a lot of things that are just generally good versus Slayers. Let's see here. Do I want more mobility? Do I take the Seekers? Honestly, this is probably fine. For Dwarves, it's weird. It's very weird. Actually, I think I forgot Furies. So if he goes Gyro spam, maybe I die, but I don't know. Rematch of the century, yep. Yeah, Doom Seekers. Debuffs. Debuffs are technically not resisted by spell resist, but I don't think it makes them good enough. Flamestorm's also a classic. Whoa, they changed the map! Yo, who made the oil fields white? Honestly, I like the change of pace. I think this is kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, the idea is simple. Just steal the points. Ready. Good luck, have fun. Huh, I like it. The fires of industry. Keeping us warm on these cold days. Very interesting. Alright, alright. Well, I got my Pit of Shades caster. He has 11 units. And I'm sticking with the Nurgle theme. I actually just have only infantry. The idea being that dwarves are so slow, the map is so big, and there's so many vanguard points that we can beat them up. Is it just Ash? Let's take a look. Anyone good at reading textures? It could be Ash. It could be Ash. This is a lot of Ash, though. As far as Ash is concerned, this is a lot. It looks quite snowy, but maybe the intention is to make it Ash. Also, I like these little nodes to see where the points are. That's fun. And yeah, okay, it is just a Slayer max again. We have learned from our previous mistakes, though. Yeah, this should do really well. Slayers, down trade versus infantry. Plain and simple. Doom Seekers against the Blues, it ain't gonna go super well. Now, the way Halidin plays this, they do get a pretty sick Vanguard. But I actually have a fun plan here. So, these guys, if I just distract them forever, that's pretty winning for me, right? Oh, gotta back it up. Don't want the Nurglings to die. I need the Nurglings to loop around to contest this point, because they're very cheap, and they should be good at that. Then, while the Doom Seekers are distracted by the Nurglings, we push up. Yeah, and this should go pretty well. This unit is... I'm getting a 3-to-1 trade by running away right now. That's just amazing for me. Oh, come on, I need one more wins. Give me one more wins of magic, bro. Alright, nah, he's not gonna shoot me. Not quite yet. Lord's gonna have to dodge though. But yeah, I need these bugmans to stand their ground. Thank you very much. They'll buy me that. And then I just need to start contesting this point very aggressively. There you go, lots of deeps. Unfortunately, we did miscast there. Good blue volley. Love to see it. And do I want Exalted Demons? No, I think I want the Hellforged Host to kill Doom Seekers. That seems like it'd be the best. They also have a 1,000,000 capture weight, which is really nice. Plague Bearers are perfect for this. And we're just gonna, yeah, just shove them back. Like, this is an infantry max, man. There's not a whole lot that we can do. Spells on Plague Bearers is not super effective, as they are insanely tanky. They don't care about that too much. And here come the Gyrocopters. Now, like I said, I don't have I don't have Furies. So that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be very bad. Those gyrocopters are gonna work me down super fast. So what I need to do is I need to split my forces.
One of your units has
I
been
need to steal
destroyed.
points as fast as possible. This should do. My Nurglings can move over to that far point to begin hunkering it down. I just need them to never recapture points is all. You can see the Exalted Bloodletters are doing well. They can get the point on lockdown very effectively. But is it enough? If my opponent barely holds on to this, that'd be really bad. Wasting the bomb drop on the blues, though, is actually really nice for me. And the point is basically on standstill. So they're not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to need to bring in a few more forces here if I actually want to secure it. But that's okay. I have Exalted Demonettes. And unlike last time, we're just going to stop them from resecuring other points. Let's get that Plague Bearer unit in there. Very nice. Ouch, ouch, ouch. My lord is taking the deeps. Okay, but as soon as I get these Demonettes in here, I think we'll be okay. Dude, she dying hard, though. Yeah, she did. Alright, here we go. Am I running out of units? I was really hoping I would have a little bit more stuff here. But I don't think I do. I don't think I do, man. I think these Exalted Demonettes actually have to disengage and threaten this point in the late game. Now, I do still have a double cap. But this is bad. This is obviously very bad. But it'll be very hard for them to secure these far points. It's over? Nah, man. Nah, this ain't over. This is just the beginning of the shenanigans. These Exalted Demonettes running around, causing issues. We got some Slayer Pirates. We can beat them up with the Nurglings. Yeah, all I gotta do is just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit, and then when they move off this point enough, then I can stop them. It's very chill. Very chill indeed. That should work over there. Yeah, I just need to hold out for like ever. Just a few very long minutes. How many guys are they leaving over here? How many are they transitioning with? Oh, that's a pretty good split. That split's gonna be quite the menace, isn't it? Okay. It's okay. I can steal this one. Yeah, you see how they're pulling in more now, right? So I just need them to push a little further, and then I bring in the Demonettes, and then I steal this with some Nurglings. I just need those Rune Smiths to pull a little further away. I could also get my Lord back. She would be useful. But she's so expensive, bro. How do I want to do this? Well, I'm gonna get on this point. Okay, you know what? I'm bringing her back. I need that. I need that leadership. And then I'll go for a Bloodletter over here. Okay. And then I will Pit of Shades these Bugmans. Shut them down real nice. And that should buy me a little bit more time for this point. Unfortunately, there is a Slayer. Oh, crap. I missed the summons over there. Yeah, this point's gonna fall super fast, so what I really need to do is to get a bunch of Nurglings on this end. Hopefully the Exalted Demonettes cook. There's the Lord Snipe, which is gonna try and keep him alive. Decent dodging, decent dodging. And then I'm gonna lose this point, but hold on to this one. Oh, bro. Dude. Oh my gosh, the Dwarves are such a menace. Also, what's going on outside, man? Come on, Bloodletters. Yeah, I know, this is super over. This is way worse than last time. Shield Blade. Holy crap, man. This is devastating. I see. I see. Yeah, that was super rough. The Plague Bearers did not cook versus Slayers. They did much better than I thought they would. Slayer Pirates, quite annoying. I was not able to secure the points because they actually vanguarded. So unlike the Grand Cathay game, they could just jump it at the very beginning. Brutal. Exalted Bloodletters did not cook either. Honestly, if I had a Fury, though, to kill the Gyro Bomber, if I actually just remembered to take a Fury, I would have been fine. Demon Slayer slays again. I think this is just a build issue for me. Like, I'm pretty sure we just kill off the Gyro Bomber with Furies and then life is super chill. It got way too much value, man. And I could have hunkered down on the 2 points. Had a slightly better position there. Obviously losing the Lord. Like, losing the Lord and then getting bomb dropped into Oblivion. You can't have that. You just can't have that. What are the Slanesh Furies doing? Yeah, they've forgotten. Long forgotten. Though Nurgle Furies are actually the best first gyros because they slow them enough to catch them. Honestly, I think the build's not the worst though. Like if I just slam dunk these guys, man, dude, it's totally over. Totally over. That's what I said last time. I might want to still run the Exalted Flamers in reserve in case we don't see a lot of shooting. But yeah. Gotta spend more time on the Discord hearing Dowie mains complain about Furies. I know, it's such a simple change too. Funnily enough, 2 of our 3 losses is from Dwarves of all factions. The Dwarves giving the demons a little bit of trouble. Sure, a mix of the 2 builds would do well. This Lord's just so expensive too. I just need to find a Lord that I like here. I could go for the Flying Lord, which is kind of just free. They can get some free work done against the gyros. That way I don't need as many Furies. We kind of just by default have a little bit of troublemaking. Alternatively, no, I don't have Skull Taker. Dang it. Dude, Skull Taker would be so good here. What else do I have? Yeah, I think a Herald is probably the best versus Dwarves. Blue Scribes, yeah. Yeah, Herald's probably the best. The Plague Bearers I didn't like nearly as much here. I'm sure they're still good, but probably Bloodletters are better because you want that anti-infantry to cut through their melee defense, maybe. The Unkillable Slayers, too. Very menacing. The blues are good, though. Obviously, the blues are good. The blue scribes with the buffs and the debuffs. Let's see, what else do I have? God, what a menace. What an absolute menace. It's not an unbeatable dwarf build, I swear. I just... you just need the right build. It's like a key, right? It's like lockpicking. You know? You either... you have many ways to screw it up. But once you have the key, it's totally over. I swear. I swear. Okay, I'm up against Pope Patty. Hell yeah. Hey. Alright. Redemption versus the Pope. They're playing Bretonnia. We're on Oasis. The Cursed Oasis. Alright. So... if I'm up versus Bretonnia, the SC stack is always a very fun strat against them. Pope Patty loves to go for the Grails, but they don't always go for the Grails. We might not see them. In general, though, Bretonnia is not impossible to manage. Grail Knights and Trebs, yeah. Bretonnia is... They're tricksy. They do have some of the best cavalry in the game to deal with Demons of Chaos. We're on Cursed Oasis. Is this a map where I can actually do the Mantide again? Why would Plague Bearers not hugely uptrade into Slayers? It's specifically the Doom Seekers. The Doom Seekers have just enough oomph to give them a hard time. And they also don't have armor. Slayers have really high base damage. They just lack armor piercing. So something like a Chaos Warrior is actually much more annoying. It's kind of interesting. If I'm facing Bretonnia, how do I want to do this? I guess the spell is just good. It's just always good. But do I go for the mass capture weight? Does Bretonnia have a hard time cleaning up infantry? The answer is actually no. Cavalry in this meta, very good at the infantry clear, so. We must be a little bit wary. This is fine, though. I guess this is fine. This is okay. I will need some of... Let's see here. Bretonnian infantry can be quite the menace. You can actually spam halberds here. And that will cause much suffering. Though, if I do this... I have a weird solution for that. Maybe it's sick though, maybe it's sick. The bigger problem though is that their cavalry is super annoying. Their cavalry's, they got everything, man. They got the magic attacks. Punch through my guys like no one's business. Fiends though, Fiends are still, they're the OG awesome unit. They're just a little expensive. They need a bit of support to stop them from getting charged and murdered. Best way to support the Fiends with cheap units that can actually kill cavalry is probably this. Ugh, God, this... Oh, man. What a strange faction Demons of Chaos is. Honestly, I just want to play Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts is so straightforward. Demons of Chaos, 50 different things to manage. But yeah, this is a build. Can Bretonnia clear off Nurglings super easily in the late game? They might not be able to. Maybe I can count on that. Maybe. Frolickers Bubonic are pretty good versus cavalry too. The damage reflect will actually get quite a bit of work done on low HP cap. Karanak, the Mage Hunter versus Dowie, easy win. Get them snippety snipes. Hey, there are runesmiths. The runesmiths are not the problem though. The problem is I just didn't have anti-gyrotech versus dwarves. Am I crazy? That's anti-dwarf 101. Alright, here we go. The time is now. But yeah, I did also miss the flamethrowers. I just kind of thought the Mantide would do better. This will be good though. So, take a look at this. So, we got a big ol' strong, very dense single entity squad. I got the Noxbringer. Ready, good luck, have fun. We got the Noxbringer. It's here to take them to Pound Town. Malkoths or Buna versus Grail Knights. Buna for sure. And it's gonna be Knights of the Realm span with Pegasus Knights. So this is why we brought the infantry. In case my opponent went for the full Cav build, the infantry are able to support the single entities quite effectively. This guy's armored, so he can hold up decently well. Versus the knights. I just gotta be a little careful here. Because if the knights just full charge my blues, they could take a lot of deeps. Noxbringer, lots of damage though. Versus the realm knights. And if he decides to take a fight, I have a lot of oomph here. Though, yeah, this is only like 2,000 gold worth of units. A fight would be kind of insane. Oh my gosh, he's actually going for it. Whoa, he's going for it. What a mad lad. Goes straight for the Noxbringer. Pretty wild. Alright, so we have a tussle. Unfortunately, my SCs are not getting the biggest hits on the knights ever. And the Pegasus here are a little annoying, but my guys are fairly well defended. Blues and pinks are holding up decently well. Let's actually, yeah, keep these guys rampaged. And now we're going to bring in these boys. Supple servants of Slanesh. So I just need enough cavalry to overwhelm my opponents. There we go. I just need to get some more Seekers online and operational. This guy's dying though. Okay, we now outnumber the cavalry in the backfield. That's good. There's a big old net. And I just need to win this fight before I run out of infantry support. The infantry support is critical here to be able to survive this. We did rout off one knight. That's very good. But the Pegasus are incoming. So you can see, Lewin is ready to murder my face. So you gotta be super careful about that. If I micro this well, though, mayhaps we have a chance. Okay, this is going okay. We got a pretty decent charge over here. I just need to, yeah, just keep running away from Lewin. This kind of outmaneuver play is actually working out pretty decently. The Noxbringer even getting a little bit of an artillery shot is solid. The question, though, can I kill the big boy? I think I can use a Nurgling to cost-effectively disrupt these knights here. That'll be pretty decent. Then we're going to use the time that we bought to kill off the Pegasus Knights. The value trading is absolutely horrendous. Alright, there we go. And we're going to get a bombardment on top of me. We might actually kill Lewin, though. He's actually getting taken Pound Town. Wait, yo, Lewin died. Lewin gone, man. Bro, that's actually hype. Okay, wait. I might have accidentally started coming back here. Lewin kind of got dumpstered. We got one of the best abilities we possibly could have gone here. The question is, does he have a healer? Without a healer, he won't be able to pick back up. Holy crap, what a massive comeback. Insane if true. But the knights got caught by the Nurglings, and a very slight lapse of micro may have actually gone Pope Patty in a very rough position now, because I have a ton of Seekers. We have an exquisite number of Seekers over here. The Noxbringer lives. Oh my gosh, bro. That went as well as it possibly could have gone. Woo! Gotta give them the jukes. Let the Nurglings do their work. And that commits them to the fight, which will be the end of these Knights Errant. These guys both heal when units are routing nearby. And they didn't get the triple cap, which means I have time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I thought the Soul Grinder was going to get cooked, but they actually disengaged from it to bring in more cavalry. I think Pope Patty totally had the win, but it might have actually been a bit of a throw. Lewin's not looking so good. There is a life caster, though, with Earthblood. But it will take quite some time to get Lewin back up to a healthy level. There's the heal, though. So I do have to be kind of fast about this. Hopefully the Noxbringer can... oh, got treed there. Got mega treed. Alright. And what is this? Some mounted yeomen. That's not too bad when we have the Noxbringer roaming around. I think we do just keep spamming Seekers too. They are very good here. And the Noxbringer is going to bully the yeoman. It is very good at that at close range. And if he decides to keep his guys close, these shots are going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, that one just came a little bit short. Not much can be done there. We're going to see if we can bait out some cavalry, potentially. Maybe get a big fight here. Ouch! Oh, geez, my keeper of secrets, though. Getting bullied by the yeoman. Not very pretty at all. In a lapse of micro, I let them get hit. That's going to be rather painful. Now, the Nurgling is still going to get the jump. And I will be able to get these guys dead. That is a very expensive cav unit that my opponent does not want to have die for free. So potentially they may commit more forces here. Oof, bro, that's a massive loss. That's a massive loss of knights. Ouch. Very painful indeed. And then, if I can just get a little closer to the Lewin. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! We draw him into the fight. Get him full surrounded. And just like that, the trap is set. The trap is sprung. Lewin is a dead man before he can get back to his heal cap. Is that a sword of corn? Please be a sword of corn. Yes! Yes! Saved by the bell! Again! Prepare to get sworded, good sir. Bada bing, bada boom! Goodbye, infantry. And on top of Lewin dying, you know that's gotta hurt. It's gotta finish the job, though. Come on. Where's the Noxbringer at? Noxbringer's doing his best. Okay, Lewin's dead. It's still not over yet, though. There are still some Knights of the Realm. Oh, crap, my cav. Forgot my cav. That would have been useful earlier. Whoopsie-doopsies. We still have a bit of a match to go. Of course, the mounted yeomen are a menace. It's going to be another nasty heal here. Let's chase off these Knights of the Realm. Let's give them some melee attack bonuses. Got to keep the Noxbringer from routing off here. Okay, we're going to have some Fiends. Love me some Fiends. Very nice. And this rear charge should get some pretty good work done. I just need to not stick around because the Knights will show up. As long as the Noxbringer lives, though, I'm happy. Are we going to see some dead Knights to try and kill off the Noxbringer? Mayhaps, mayhaps. Still have a decent amount of time, too. But this Noxbringer being so low makes me so uncomfortable. It needs to use up the rest of its ammunition. Lord's doing the best, though. There's a mega debuff on all of them Knights. Okay. Nice, nice. All right. I think we're safe enough to take a blue over here. But yeah, it'll take a while to actually secure this point. Oh my gosh, bro. This one's such a grind. I can't believe it, though. We are actually winning this one. At least we're coming back. At least that's one way to put it. Just gonna finish the kill here on these guys. Okay, there we go. That to do. Now, these blues have to be a little careful. We got some Knights here charging on in. Okay, big deeps, big deeps. Noxbringer should be able to get a pretty nice shot on these Knights Errant and break them before they get their charge off. Oh my gosh, bro's not attacking. Bro's not attacking. Very rough. Ooh, there we go. Gets one last pot shot off. You'll love to see it. Alright, and I have a play now. Because I just got the Nurgle slow. You know what that means? There's no escape. It spreads now. Ah, hell yeah, it actually spreads. So that's going to make life super nice for us. We can actually catch them. And that engagement may have ended them. Oh, hell yeah, the Fiends have cooked. The Fiends have cooked. I just got to pull back my Lord over here. We're going to finish off the Knights of the Realm. And I can use a couple Nurglings to support this point to make sure we get that back in time. I can't believe we won this, man. As much as I misplayed versus the Dwarves, this actually went perfectly. That poor caster is getting deleted off the face of the planet. With the new Lord single entity chasing behaviors, they do a little bit better at getting that job done. And just like that, the capture point is ours. I can't believe it. After such a terrible early game. Truly one of my worst starting positions. The comebacks, though, are gonna do it. GG, well played. Thank you. It's not quite over yet, though. We're seeing a final Hail Mary of cavalry on the far end here. These Nurglings will do just fine, holding down the far end. And I can just begin the capture over here. But with more Seekers, I should be able to get the job done. Oh, man. You know Pope Patty's feeling bad after this one, though. Ouch, though. My lord. Taking the deeps. A little bit of deeps. Nothing too bad. I actually want to save the Pavane for these guys. Because they've overextended yet again. So, this is perfect. Because... look at this. I can put them into a terrible fight. If they rampage into my guys, they're just gonna get surrounded and killed. And if they pull over here, they're just gonna get into my blues, which is exactly where they do not want to be. And that's gonna put them in a very rough position. There we go. We got another perfect ability for ourselves here. The melee attack boost for Khorne. And just like that, massive annihilation of all the cavalry, forcing my opponent into yet another very bad fight for them. That's gonna be it. Wowza, though. Absolutely insane comeback. We were dead in the water, man. We were absolutely dead in the water, but the raw scrapping, the ability to scrap it out, really did well for us. There's a rampage. And then we're gonna kill yet another unit of cavalry. Woo! Oh, man. So many free cav picks, man. I got so many free cav picks. Yeah, the roulette wheel, it did so much heavy lifting. We got some amazing abilities. I think we basically got the perfect ones every time. The only one that I missed was maybe the heal. Maybe the heal was a bit missed, but yeah, that's basically it. Alright, here we go. So just a few splitties. Splitties. That's going to give us a flank on them because they're targeting this cavalry unit on the far side. Oh, man, dude. Every time, man. The Seekers, you can't get 2v1'd. It has to be 1v1s for days. Oh, brutal. And that's going to be GG. Holy crap. I was so ready for the loss. I was so ready for the loss, man. I thought we were donezo from the get-go. The trading was thousands of gold down. Pegasus Knights did really well. Royal Pegasus Knights did really well. Initial cav push was good. Insane. And now we're up against JNM Driver. 5,000 gold on my lord. Wow. Marquis got focused, but the Noxbringer got the rest of the work done. And the route on Lewin to stop the regen? Oh my goodness. It could not have gotten... It could not have gone better. And no Grail Knights. No Grail Knights and Trebs. That's why they lost. Alright, nice. So, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and get our... where are they at? Demons of Chaos. And then I am going to get the armor blocker up. So they're playing Chaos Dwarves. We're on Dried Floodplain. Chaos Dwarves have the Cathay Destroyer. It is an absolute menace. They also have artillery. Just super hard to shut down. All in all, absolute menaces, these guys. Gabeling is best. Herald of Khorne. You get so many more abilities with the You get more with the Corn abilities, yeah. Herald of Corn is not bad. I could use them versus Chaos Dwarves too. They do have some pretty nifty abilities. The melee attack boosts. Yeah, honestly, as far as lords go, they're good. It's just, what's my caster gonna be? The casters for Demons of Chaos are pretty bad, though. Something like an Iridescent Horror is actually okay. It's still 1,100 for the caster, but at least they can get a bit of poking going. Real question, though. The Chowie. How does one get on top of them? I would say to actually get the jump on them. Because, like, you kind of have to shut down the artillery. You can't afford to just get shot by them the whole game. There's a couple fun things I can do. I guess this is... yeah, this is okay. No, okay, I don't need that one. Let's see. Against Chaos Dwarves? Sure, I can do this. Alright. I don't... you know what? Maybe I can get by with Micro alone. Do you need Furies versus Chaos Dwarves? I think it's good to have a couple Slanesh Furies, right? It'd be crazy not to at least have a smidge of that. And then to deal with their elite armored infantry, I have tools. Sure, let's just try this. I don't know if this is the greatest build in the world, but it'll at least be a fun one. Yeah, always take 2 Furies as Demons of Chaos, though. It costs so little to put them in your reserve, and there will very often be moments where you can make use of Furies. Oh, we have Pope Patty in chat. Yeah. Those abilities, man. Abilities cooked. Ooh, what if I do this? So what if I make it look like I want to go for that point? And then in reality, we burst out of the trees and get into the backfield. That's pretty fun. So I have the final transmutation. It's pretty perfect for Chaos Dwarves. We got 15 units, not too bad. He sees my low unit count. Oh yeah, yeah. Cathay Fireborn. So like the Furies are there for when the Cathay aren't around. They're good just in case. Cathay do die if you have enough DPS and melee attack armor piercing. Pleasure Seekers are definitely very good at killing them if we can overwhelm them. The problem, my actual unit core here is very small. But we'll see how it goes. I do have some pretty nice buffs on my lord. Some pretty good melee buffs. We are seeing 2 units of Cathay, a bunch of infantry. We have an overseer and a guy for healing. Yeah, the Reforge, Flames of Asgore. And there it is. The Cathay Destroyer. The favorite of the Chowie. So here's the plan. I just need to nuke these guys. That's all I gotta do. Get them killed. And then we're good. Flames of Asgore is scary, but I do have Karanak. Karanak can silence guys that he gets close to. So as long as the fight is in the right position, we should be okay. And these guys don't heal, so very easy to just kind of blitz them. Now this is kind of insane. This is kind of insane. I can't believe it. You've chosen death, good sir. And for what? There is no escape for these guys. If they find a way to escape, I'm terrible at the game. But, yeah, this is just a free, like, what, 1,000 gold? Here they go. They're trying to run. I'm cutting them off, though. Another one gets brought in. But I have more stuff. I have backup on the way, man. I don't think I gotta worry about that too much. Oh my goodness, that's a route. So, the overcommit. Tried to solve a bad situation by bringing in more gold. Ended up putting my position in a very bad position. My pleasure seekers have gotten an immense amount of value and will now heal up on the souls of these poor little gobbos. Not bad. Yeah, you can choose the Furies that you want in army building. It's quite nice. Not bad. And this gives me a lot of time to sit back and relax while we wait for our final transportation overcast on their lord. We just want to go slow and methodical in these sorts of games. I imagine after a misplay like that, they're going to start using these points to summon in units. So I just want to preemptively move there to cut them off. All I really got to do is overcast the caster here, this Demon Smith of Hashut, and I will be good. Now, if I wanted to be fancy, I would have had Changebringers at the ready to just start killing this army. But if you're playing as Demons of Chaos, you probably always have Furies and at least one Flamethrower unit. I did not go for that, but it's okay. So we're just going to position here. They should not be able to summon in very much. I think I can just kind of nibble at the edges here. And then that should get them to close in a bit harder. And after they close in harder, that's when I can get the final transportation. Unit of Cathay gets brought in. That, I believe, is a misplay. Okay, the double down again. Another double down. Because, yeah, how are they gonna keep these guys alive, man? I don't know if this is great for him. It's gonna be a pretty nice charge. Just gonna go for a little bit of an impact charge and disengage. But I just wanna fight them. Just wanna get in there. Get all over their faces. Here we go. And the Lord can give the debuffs. And there's nothing they can do. And another Wolf Rider. Another free Wolf Rider. For me? Alright. I'll take it. I do have to be careful, though. As well as this is going, it is never over till it's over when you are behind on the tickets. Gotta be a little careful about that. But right now we are just camping my opponent's backfield. Yet another unit bites the dust. And this is going to be a great surround on the Cathay. So that just kills them. You can see my guys have 59 melee attack. Absolutely glorious. And that is another dead unit. So my opponent has basically summoned in nothing this battle. As we continue to, continue to work him down. If I can just keep this up, my opponent will never have units. And then my army will just slowly get larger and larger. The way to counter this, by the way, is to just summon in your guys all together once the fight actually starts happening. To do that, though, you need a little bit more mobility. So it's not a perfect solution, but... yeah, this is pretty nasty. So the laborers are now getting bullied. Karnak can probably jump this guy. I don't need to final transmute him if Karnak just tears his face off. That'll be a pretty nice charge. I'm just gonna do a little bit of just quick charges. And then he chucks out the spell, but a little bit too early before I have to stay in a blob fight. So he actually kills a lot of his own infantry there. Absolutely brutal. Very nice. We're gonna have some Cathay a little exposed over here on the far side too. And then now we go in for that little caster. Because I don't want him to get another cast off. Gonna have more units summoned in. We're just gonna go back and bully them again. Hey, it's a free Cathay, hell yeah. This is straight bullying, guys. Look away if you like playing Chaos Dwarves. It's another one. And he goes into the trees. No, I fight so well in the trees, man. Absolutely devastating. And there we go. We're just gonna go for that full surround. And that's going to be another Cathay biting the dust. I assume the cooldown is going to be back on this spellcaster very soon. I just have to be a little bit careful about that. There you go, Cathay gets murdered. This one is dead. Get the buffs. And there you go. There's another Wolf Rider dead. Showed up just in time to feed me another 500 gold. Brutal. Yeah, mobility bullying is... This is a style you can beat. It's just if you're not ready for it and you keep making the same misplays, it can get super rough. There's going to be a bit of a D-summon here. That's good for my opponent because it stops my pleasure seekers from being so annoying. But yeah. This is just rough. It's just very rough. Oh, the blob. Can I get him to blob? I could choose not to fight the blob just yet. In fact, I think we can kill some Chaos Dwarves here. This formation's a bit too wide. You leave yourself open for these kind of shenanigans. And then Karnak can go for that caster now. We're just gonna dodge the spell. Did he cancel it? I think he canceled it. Just smart. But now we got the Karnak. So Karnak silences this guy. And that means now my opponent does not have spellcasting. Which is really rough because he needs it to beat the blob, right? He needs a spellcasting to beat the blob. And now there's nothing. There's actually just straight up nothing. And they got a Fiend of Slanesh, hell yeah. Yep. And that's going to set me up for a sweet Final Transmutation Overcast. Although I don't even know if it's needed right now. Let's actually just bully the Cathay Destroyer a bit more real quick. Then we're actually going to... yeah, the caster's silenced. I might as well just leave Karnak on him. There we go. Yeah, because he's just useless right now. And this Final Transmutation does so much better over here. There's my melee buff of the gods. Plus 45 melee attack. Karnak can silence this guy without needing to fight the Destroyer too. He just has to stay nearby. There you go. Capture point secured. Yeah, as long as he stays nearby the caster. Now he's distracting the Destroyer and silencing the caster, which is doubly hilarious. You see the Destroyer just leaves him? Oh my gosh, bro. He gave up. He's like, nah, man, I ain't wasting any more time. Yeah. Yeah. This is rough. He is going to secure this point, though. I do have to be a little careful that we actually get the points and such. Obviously, I still have a lot of time here, right? But you got to make sure you don't accidentally throw is all. That was brutal. Yeah. Yeah, that was back-to-back abusing my opponent's misplays. Back-to-back-to-back, man. Oh, jeez. Cathay Destroyer got 900 gold because it never saw a single combat. Cathay Fireborn? You know what? Pretty decent considering the circumstances. There were some trains. These goblins got 0 kills. The Wolf Riders got a combined total of 8 kills. Pleasure Seekers got 1,000,000 value. When you're facing the mobility max, the general tip is play very tight. Play extremely tight, stick on one point, and then slowly push out to the next point. I think if they do that, honestly, their build is fine. The silencing was super rough on this guy. He did not land a single spell. But that's kind of by design of my build. Good to see. Nothing like a little bit of bullying. Nothing like a little bit of bullying. Very nice. Alrighty. Karnak wants to speak to the Chowie manager. Crimes against Hashut. Bro, that's oh man, it's so brutal. Now, top 4 will be getting underway very soon. I did not want to stream so long today, though. So I might just end up calling it. What? It's been 3 hours. Usually when a tournament would end anyways. So I think we got a good amount of games. We got 10 games of Demons of Chaos today. But I am behind on editing and I am behind on fixing this bot. Turn will call you Dark Lord after this? Not until I win tournaments consistently. Which I am half retired at this point, so we'll see. But yeah, I think honestly, I'm gonna call it. Kinda sucks, but it was a fun day today. Got a ton of work done with the Demons of Chaos. Would you consider trying the fully randomized start position mod for your next campaign stream? I think so. Might even do it tomorrow if I'm feeling up for the stream. But I don't know. I really want to get this video out. It's a good video. I put a lot of work into it. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys later. It was a fun tournament. Peace out. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.